jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yes, back on the boulevard once again. You already know. Big shout out to the supporters on deck, man. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Hit the like button. Just wanted to come on here and speak about some breaking news with the Lomachenko, Devin Haney clash, lightweight, undisputed. We already know what it is. This is a fight we've been waiting on. And word has it that the fight is going to be May 20th in Vegas. Word is still, they still waiting to make it official. But Devin Haney, 29 victories, 0 defeats, 15 knockouts. He is the current reigning, defending, undisputed lightweight world champion. He won those titles off George Kambosos back in June 2022. In Australia. Not only did he win the titles, he returned several months later in the same calendar year and defended those titles against Kambosos. He absolutely is considered legitimate certified official lightweight world champion. Now, the former unified champion in the lightweight division, Vasyl Lomachenko, an individual who had all the belts besides the IBF and chose to become franchise to fight Teofimo Lopez, the former undisputed champion. But guess what? Now, one of the biggest fights of the year is about to take place. This is the proving grounds, the test. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I've been on record as telling people, right, is that there's no more criticizing his record no more for the Alfredo Santiago's on up, Gamboa's, and then it stops kind of right there with Linares. Linares is a legitimate qualified opponent, Jojo Diaz, but he went in there and got the titles the fair way, with a fair on the fairway with a fair one. Now the man that everybody was talking about with Teofimo Lopez, now Devin Haney is stepping in there. But he's did something nobody else did in boxing, though. The man became undisputed with every single belt in the division. I mean, every single belt to include the franchise. He's about to go in there and clash with Vasyl Lomachenko, who I call the golden child of boxing. Because I'm be honest with you, like his resume doesn't perk me up, the way. I always been on record as saying that this dude resume was a bit overrated to me. Even when he was winning, you know what I'm saying? Because he took an L early in his career, so he ain't been undefeated long. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been undefeated long. Now he went into that second professional fight undefeated, and that's all he saw, the O. When they say your O might go, then ask Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? If you hear people talking about your O your O must go, talk to Lomachenko. For real, because he had his one fight and 3 minutes, and that was out of here. Now he steps in here with a fighter who they've been speaking on as if Lomachenko avoided early on in his, career when he had the WBC world title. Yeah, the same one that he fought Luke Campbell for that was vacant. All right. This is going to be a bigger fight than what people think, man. It's going to be a big fight because April is fully packed of big fights, supposedly, if all of them take place the way it's supposed to. April, coming off of April to May, there's a lot of people going to be there to watch this Lomachenko Haney because the doubters on each side, they wondering if Devin Haney can go in there and fight one of the previously top pound for pound guys. And he's been trying to climb the ladder on the pound for pound list, right? And then you have Lomachenko, much older fighter, the golden child of boxing. Everybody has nothing but positive word to say about Lomachenko. He's this, he's that, he's high tech. He got the best footwork in the gang, hand speed. His boxing IQ is untouchable. Both of these are boxers. One is quite younger than the other. But I heard something, I heard something disappointed me, about this situation when Haney stepped into the ring with Lomachenko, after Lomachenko's last fight with Jermaine Ortiz. I heard something from Lomachenko, the golden child of all golden childs of boxing. I heard something that I didn't like. I didn't like from somebody who they praise so high. Lomachenko, if you're talking about red carpet, Lomachenko has gotten that shit. Let's be honest with ourselves, man. No hating. No hate. Let's be honest with ourselves. This dude was able to fight professional fights before he even entered into the professional register to start competing for his professional box rec. He had already got a little tune-up. This is a dude who's been in the Olympics 2 tours. They gave him the red carpet, allowed him to fight over there. No, we don't. We don't want these fights recorded until we say so. Okay. Are we clear? We clear? Okay. So Lomachenko gonna fight. He loses. It's not gonna go on the box rec. Okay. Are we clear? We clear? We're clear? Okay. So Lomachenko was able to get multiple fights prior to turning professional. I'm talking about box rec, where your fights are registered. He wanted to come over here and break records, y'all. Now, good and damn well, American fighters, we don't get that opportunity to go up here and say, man, I'm going to chill out here. I'm going to be professional, right? I'm just going to chill out here on the outskirts, man. I don't want shit registered till I get in my groove. Because I'm trying to become world champion in the second professional fight once we go on the scene and start fighting for box rec, for recording. You understand? We're going to do this the right way. We're going to break records, shawty. He came over here in Orlando, Toledo. They probably knew what was going on with Lomachenko. And he said, man, somebody told you wrong, man. I'm the man over here. You understand me? I'm the professional. I'm the professional over here. I'm dirty, man. You don't know what dirty's like, man. I'm going to show you fight night, man. Orlando Toledo went in there and goddamn showed him the grimy side, man. We already know what you're trying to do. You're not going to make this shit off my name. You're not going to come over here off my name and become world champion in your second professional fight and break any records with Orlando Toledo on your box rec. Orlando roughed this dude up. That's what you get for trying to take advantage and come over here on the red carpet in a hurt business. So all that time he built up 3-weight division. Devin Haney working his way up that damn box rec ladder, rung for rung, round for round. And he finally got his shot with Kambosos. Now he's about to go ahead and defend that shit against Lomachenko, who I go back to when he finished Jermaine Ortiz. Post-fight conference, something I didn't like. This dude said, oh, I didn't know. I fight heavyweight. When he mentioned that heavyweight shit, I already really didn't have, too many good things to say about Lomachenko as a boxer. He's a good guy in person. I've seen him. He's a good guy from my understanding. You know what I'm saying? But When he mentioned the heavyweight shit, I just felt like he was setting the stage for excuses, because you have to step on the scales and balance out at the weight limit, even or below 135. I just didn't like the jab. Leave the jab for inside the square. But if you're going to bitch and complain about somebody being a certain weight, don't take the fight. You know what I'm saying? Don't take the fight, bro. Don't take the fight. That's all I'm saying. You have options. Don't take the fight, brother. Just do what you got to do. Go somewhere, kick rocks. Don't take the fight. First in the building, man, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, on deck with it. What's good with it, Gumbo? Salute WCS, my OG brother. Salute to you, OG. How you feeling, man? Sucker free on a Saturday. We don't care. We don't care about screenshots over here. You know what I'm saying? We grown as men. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. the Hot Grease connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? Sucker free. But I look at Lomachenko, right? And when he said the heavyweight shit, I said, damn, how beneficial is it? Because this guy's been given everything, yo. Let's go back to when he won the vacant WBC title fighting Luke Campbell. He said he wasn't going to fight the remainder of the year, and then the WBC franchise came out, and they just placated this man like it was no other. They just placated the hell out of him, bro. Like whatever his customer service request was, they accommodated. This man said, I ain't fighting the rest of the year. Then some stuff went down, what people thought Haney was supposed to be as mandatory. It was never nothing on paper for that to happen. But yet and still in the interim, Devin Haney ended up fighting for a interim title. Lomachenko became franchise and moved on to fight Teofimo Lopez. But right here, right now, from what my understanding is, May 20th is going to be the date that Devin Haney will defend his undisputed crowns against Vasyl Lomachenko. In my opinion, at this point in both of these guys' career, Devin should clearly go in there and outbox Lomachenko, man. In my opinion, he has the faster hands. At this point in the career, he's just much, if not more, a pure boxer than Vasyl Lomachenko. No matter what criticism people want to give him, he went over there to Australia twice. There's really nothing if you want to hate and say, about the power aspect of Devin, okay, cool. But if you want to talk about official, certified, what they was able to do with the belts, they're pretty much solidified their place in history, just off that alone. They undisputed at lightweight. No matter how they got there, no matter the road, they undisputed at lightweight. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about who he fought. Because once again, I always say this, boxing don't have a murderer's row of fighters. So we have guys, I hear people all the time talking about bombs. Kambosos beat the man who beat the man. So I know the praising value to some dwindled a bit, but it don't fucking matter. It don't matter, y'all. Boxing does not reproduce human beings. They don't do hybrid reproductions off the conveyor belt. Hey, man, we got an opponent coming up right now for you. It's going to be ready in about 3 weeks. No training camp. He's going to go in there. These are the hybrids. If you beat the hybrid right off the damn production line, you are the man. That's not happening, bro. It's no recessive freaking hybrid cloning going on here of these freaking masterful human beings in each weight classes that's supposed to have a bit of everybody in them. That's not it. So being that we dealing with species that actually was birthed naturally and had to grow up in life to get to this point, Vasyl Lomachenko has a lot of miles on his body. He did what he had to do. He did what he had to do in his boxing career. He's a 3-weight world champion. But at this point in time, I don't see him beating Devin Haney. Devin Haney fights smart. like he's been doing. I don't see him being in any type of trouble with Lomachenko. I don't see freaking pivot for pivot, step for step, punch for punch. I just don't see Lomachenko being that dude that's gonna present something new that he ain't seen. For real, I think it's gonna be somewhat similar to the rematch that he had with Kambosos. Kambosos came in there trying to be Liu Chang, you know what I'm saying, and doing all that switch hitting shit, but yet it was nothing coming behind it. They might allow Lomachenko to come in there with some freaking virtual fighting freaking weaponry on him or something. You know what I'm saying? Some laser shit. I don't know. You never know. He can goddamn be using laser shit and then all of a sudden the ref say time. Loma, you know you can't bring that in the ring, but you let me use it for 6 rounds. No, man, you gotta take it out, man. You haven't did any damage with it. You have to take it out. Put it down there beside the ring, man. Dang, man, I can't believe I didn't catch that earlier. Oh man, you're so unfair, man. I was breaking them down with the laser. Oh man, sometimes shit is funny to me. God damn. Damn, they let Lomachenko do anything he want, bro. Lomachenko come in there with laser weapons, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be firing that shit off, man. Giving Devin 1st degree burns, and Devin up to complain to the ref. Huh? Nah. Stop. Fight. Go fight. No. I don't know what. I don't know. What are you saying? You must be out there using weaponry, and then call timeout and when the fight is halfway through, and be like, yeah, you know, you haven't did any damage enough. He's still fighting, Loma. You gotta put it away. Go put it next to your corner where your team is at, and come in here and fight fair, man. We gave you the opportunity, and that's it. But then on a serious note, you have to think about this. This is fact, y'all. The fight was basically the place of the fight, the location of the fight. Suggestions was out there as to what would be some good venues for the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, you know, Team Haney should be the A side, absolutely, right? Not this Canelo Triple G when they first fought, and Canelo didn't have the belts, but yeah, he was the A side. Anyway, Loma didn't want to come down to the ATL, which would have been a very good place for, you know, them to come down here and fight in Mercedes-Benz, because Loma has an established name and Devin have an established name. Matched up together, they could have did solid numbers. And then, you know, it's been a while since Haney fought down here. He ain't never fought down here on the main event. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing him fight when he was just getting started down here. He hasn't fought down here on a main event, headline the card. So Loma didn't want to come down here to the ATL. Lomachenko didn't want to come down here to the ATL, man. You already know what that is. You know, Loma said, to be honest, I hear Atlanta, I think black, more black. That's what I think. I just think black. How do I have a chance to win? Haney black, I'm not. Lomachenko was like, no, I don't want to go down there. I need to go somewhere where it's considered somewhat neutral. You know what I'm saying? Loma wasn't ready. I'm telling you, bro. Loma has all the entitlements that you see in a boxer, bro. You can't say it. You can't tell me any different. Man, Loma has that special equality when it comes to getting what he want. He has it, bro. Just think about this. Teofimo beat him, right? And they was believing Teo was gonna go in there and defeat Kambosos. In the meantime, they allowed Lomachenko to fight Richard Comey and Masayoshi Nakatani, 2 common opponents of Teofimo Lopez, just to get back into the groove to hopefully step back in there with Teo. That didn't work out. So he had to take a little bit more time. You know what I'm saying? Come back, fight Jermaine Ortiz, win that fight to get him on the tail end of this trifecta of Devin Haney making it up out of Australia with the Aussie double, and then going into this trilogy fight. You know what I'm saying? Stepping in there off a 3-fight promise for Lomachenko. Because look, truth be told, you're gonna hear people come up in debates and talking about, well, it should have been Lomachenko. They really wanted Lomachenko to go in there with Kambosos, but he had to go to war. He had to go serve his country. I have nothing to say about that. It's some bad things going on over there. Like they really getting it in over there. That don't have nothing to do with Lomachenko. That's his country. But I'm just saying he wasn't in the fighting hole like that. Them dudes are dying. Them dudes are flat out getting murdered. If another soldier walk up on you in a fighting hole, you can cancel it. You're done. It ain't no stop. No, it's done. It's over. It's some real shit going on over there between Kazakhstan and freaking Russia. But anyway, Loma had to go over there, and supposedly was on a security detail, and then he returned back to the U.S. at that time, and now we're sitting on a potential fight May 20th between Devin Haney and Lomachenko, which I like it because it's coming off a heavy month, supposedly, a heavy month of fighting in boxing. I mean, a heavy month. You're talking about March, supposedly David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. And then April, potentially Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot that's going on in that month of April. It's a lot that's going on, man. And then to go to May and have an undisputed fight, from which I'm being told is going to be in Vegas, it's going to be crazy, sick. So X is on deck. Salute the X. I remember I used to wear the cap with the X on it. Shoot the X. He said 7-month layoff for both men. I don't like it. But let me put this out there, X, and salute to you being on deck, man. Hey, that's kind of the normality at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? It's a normality for a fighter to be off for a good period of time. And 7 months is somewhat like just a little bit more than half a year in the calendar. But that's like the normal status of a fighter at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Gumbo said we're gonna have to bet. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. We got it. Done on deck. Oh, no doubt. Blasphemy, OG on Loma's name. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second, y'all. All right, we back. So let me just caveat to what X said about the 7 months. This is what we was trying to get from Crawford Spence for them to fight around the general time frame in the same window. So a fight like this can be set up. From my understanding, Devin, he fought George Kambosos in October 2022, October 16, 2022, and Vasyl Lomachenko fought on October 29, 2022. That's in the same month, damn near as close as you can get to that time frame for them to step back in the ring with the same amount of time. Now, 7 months off, both of them. I mean, that's good rest up period. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko was suspended, for his little time, like it always, get out of fight camp, recover, heal, and then go in there with no excuses. No excuses. No excuses from either fighter, but more so Lomachenko, because he was up there saying, somebody's a heavyweight and shit like that. It might be his dry sense of humor, but why bring it up? You either the man or you're not. You either the man fighting the man to be the man. You got to beat the man to beat the man. You already know. You've been in that position, Loma. You've been in that position to be the man. You got to beat the man. And right now, you don't have a single belt. You used to, but you don't have a single belt. You don't have a single belt. So therefore, you got some show and proving to do, and it's coming up. I mean, point blank, that's what it is, bro. We have to make this happen. Juice Lee on deck. I feel you. See you on deck in the building. 2 up, 2 down on deck. Once Haney beat Loma, they're going to say Loma was old and washed up. Well, I look at it like this, 2 up, right? They can say that shit all they want. But a nigga like me gonna say, well, what were y'all at when Pacquiao was fighting? How old was he when he beat Thurman? We're talking about the 8 division champion, right? A dude that was knocked out early in his career. So if you're gonna come up here and talk about, Lomachenko was old and washed up, I'm gonna have to bring up some other fighters that was old too. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people thought George Foreman was old till he landed that combination on Michael Moore. They thought B-Hop was old. It's a lot of fighters that you can look at, and debunk that. But like you say, people always love them using Lomachenko's name as this ribbon. They love gift wrapping freaking narratives for Lomachenko. Oh, here you go, Mr. Chenko. Here go another narrative for you to make you look as good as you can look. You're the best. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? We don't really count those 2 losses that you got. We don't really count them because, for one, Orlando, he was fighting dirty, and 2, Teo, I was talking to the refs and you really won that fight. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Really, you're still undefeated. That's the way we look at you, Lomachenko. Take this gift, and it's for a lifetime there, Lomachenko. We love you. You're undefeated. You're one of the best. 2-time Olympian gold standard. We love you there, Lomachenko. You can do no wrong. And listen, we already made the phone calls. We're going to take care of you in Vegas. You go do what you got to do there, Loma. But I feel you on the they ain't gonna be able to use it, bro. They're not gonna be able to use that old shit. That's over. We're not gonna be able to do that. Shout out to my guy Deion Washington on deck in the building, straight out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Stay on code. You already know. He said, Bob, Cash and Loma out. Hey, man, I just hope it's a fair deal. I just hope it's nothing that's controversial about it. I can't see, real talk, at this point in time, youth, they talk about it all the time, and some people, they pretty much, they can defend it. You know what I'm saying? They can defend the youth and elder statement, they can defend it. In this case, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the youth is too much for Lomachenko. I do. I just feel the youth is too much, bro. Facts. Tank gonna have to see Haney. He ain't keep fighting these Mexicans, but talking tough on Twitter. Well, I'll tell you this too. I think if they fight, it's probably gonna be at 140. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see that fight at 135 according to how this weight cut goes. Like, once again, I have to brief people. I'm not in the camp. I'm just going off, the way he looked at 135 and the banter that his pops have been talking, Bill, about the division itself. So the one thing we do know is, regardless of him looking dry on the scales, he was motherfucking swimming without getting wet in the motherfucking ring. So with that said, he didn't come in there look like he was depleted, struggling, weak, frail, feeble. He didn't look like none of that. So I think Loma, he's gonna be in for one, man. He's gonna be in for one, because this is never a scale problem. Not yet, at least. We see Shakur Stevenson, he ran into a scale issue. He just couldn't drop the last 1.6 or something like that. Well, that's a lot of weight to lose at the last minute. We haven't ran into that with Devin. So if the fight is locked on, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get locked in as much as they got to do to get that weight off and come in there and blaze through Lomachenko. You feel me? That's what I think. Shout out to the man himself, Jamal Neasy, on deck with a $5 super chat in the building. Salute WCS. I still love your idea of Bud fighting Triple G. However, what do you think of Bud versus Zoo and snatching his position to fight EJ or Charlo? Look, I like that either way, because the fighters I support heavy, I support heavy. I don't have no problem with him fighting no Tim Zoo. I was just saying it'll be good for him to move up and do something amazing outside of the scope of what people believe he's going to do. Like, right now, we're just waiting to see what happens. Okay, we got the word, this, that, and the other about EJ. I have to revisit, like, that's one of those deals where I don't mind him fighting Tim Zoo. That would be a good fight. Tim Zoo will come forward fighter. I'd like to see what he do with the countering, the counter shots of Bud Crawford. And then how he fares if he can't close distance and push Bud up against the ropes like he did Terrell Goucher. I'd like to see that fight. Mel Charlo don't seem like you want to fight him, but we definitely gonna get back to it there, Jamal. Appreciate the super chat. One love to you, brother, for supporting the channel, man. Salute to you. I will revisit that once I finish up with this Lomachenko Devin Haney. I'm old. I'm still going to take WCS money. Hey, man, we both up there right now. We both up there. So it is what it is, man. Just don't try to come in here and drop any of those casino coins in there and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to goddamn send me some Bitcoin. I don't do Bitcoin there, Gumbo, for real. You know what I'm saying? Trying to talk about, hey, man, what's your address, man? I'm going to send you some scratch-offs, man. I won big on them, man. I won big on them before, man. I'm gonna see you some scratch offs, man. I don't know if you're gonna win, but hey, it's your gamble, man. I paid for them. but you owe me 300 though, man. You might win more than that with scratch offs, dog. Man, stop being petty, dog. Damn. Jamal say salute, chat. Salute to the Neasy in the building, man. Jamal, Bud is the WBO super champ. He doesn't have to fight Zoo. He'd go up and fight Charlo immediately. No. This is what we're looking at right here. All right, brother. This is my perception on him saying fight Zoo, because he needs to go up there and fight a name right now, like a name. Zoo is a name. Real talk. Zoo is a name. But listen, if that's someone that's in between the gateway of him fighting Mel Charlo, you know what I'm saying? It's not really what we doing protocol wise. Okay, let's go with the WBO route. Let's try that out. Let's do this, that, and the other. No, it's people that's in front of the line right now. So Mel Charlo, he still have a hangnail that's loose on his pinky finger, and he's gonna be out for several months. If Bud Crawford want to move up to 54, which I don't think is gonna happen, I think he's gonna fight Josh Taylor or somebody like that. But if by chance he's able to get in between, which I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? If he was able to go in there and beat Tim Tszyu, which he can get Jermell Charlo, cool. But here we go once again. I don't think Jermell Charlo will be fighting Bud Crawford coming off an injury. I'm just saying how these Charlos opt. I'm just saying how they opt, bro. They're not gonna come back. Nah, I fight you. I want to fight, man. I told you, damn. Why all these light guys moving up to topic? Let me stay on topic, man, because that shit it get me in a whole nother zone, bro. Don't mean to deviate from your topic. No, you can't deviate from nothing that I choose to talk about. It's Devin Haney and Lomachenko showdown is going down. You know what I'm saying? People waiting on this fight. Because truth be told, a lot of people with Kambosos, they don't give him the credit that he'll ever get. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll give Tio more credit than they give Kambosos because he beat Lomachenko. But for Kambosos, he beat a Tio that wasn't fully medically fit to be in the ring, but he still got in there and did what he had to do and with the distance and loss. But Devin Haney, he went in there in the backyard of Kambosos, so the value goes up a little bit more because that was tough to do. You go over there in somebody else's backyard and washes him twice. All right. But it's still the naysayers and the doubters that's out here saying we want to see him in there with somebody like the likes of Lomachenko, who used to be the former unified lightweight world champion. That's all that is. And the fight is on us. The fight is on us, bro. It's here. 2 up, 2 down. PBC is acting funny, making fights with Bud. Either Bud's gonna get a fight with somebody in PBC with a name, or he isn't. Either way it goes, he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Either way it goes, bro. Either way it goes, it's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Fame. You want to hear why? I'll tell you after I finish with, Devin Haney and Lomachenko. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'm being serious, Gumbo. Don't be talking about asking for the Addy and sending me shit to the P.O. box to my man. I was on my way home and got some scratch offs, man. I'm gonna send them to you. You got a chance to make thousands, man. Charlo already said he would drop the belts. That's why I was asking that question. I don't know if Charlo is gonna drop the belts like that. Like I heard Charlo mention he'll drop the belts when I brought this scenario up before anybody else did. I said PBC want to make some money, just like they're doing with Spence and Thurman. Why don't they make Spence fight freaking Mar Charlo, win the belts, and then have them fight in a rematch, and Mar Charlo gets him back. Therefore, Errol Spence will have a undisputed. It's right there in-house, bro. Errol Spence will have an undisputed to his name, and Jamal Charlo will further solidify himself being 2-time undisputed 154. I put this out here before Mike Tyson, any of them up. I put this shit out there. And people's looking at me crazy, but yet I hear a certain name giving credit to Mike Tyson for saying this shit. It's okay. You a hater, nigga. I understand you a hater. But I put this shit out there way before Mike Tyson did. And I said Errol Spence should fight freaking Jermell Charlo for that shit. Anyway, we'll get back to it though. I doubt Mel Charlo is gonna drop the belts. And like I said, the only time I heard him talk about this shit was when people were saying, when the question was proposed to him about Errol Spence moving up to fight for the belts, he said, well, if he want to fight for him, I'll vacate him. If he really want him, he can get him. That's on record, bro. Salute, Hyphy, on deck. Hype said, oh my God, why break is shocking savage. Oh, unbelievable. You won't believe this. Breaking news. Zoo has the height and reach as EJ already legit 154 pounder. True. Yeah, true. However, no, it doesn't. Read the WBO Super Champ rules. Charlo has to fight him immediately or vacate the belts. Bud skips everyone, including other sanctioning bodies. I like these gems being tossed around in there, even though it's off topic. But let me get back to this, man. You know, respect to the Devin Haney, for being the undisputed, going in there and potentially fighting in Vegas. And this is going to be a fight that people tune in more than what you think they are, because Lomachenko is involved. You can't say, well, Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko did high numbers on free TV. They did. I'm glad Top Rank put that fight on free TV. I enjoyed that fight. I ain't gonna lie. Free TV too. But this one right here, it's not gonna be on free TV, dog. It's not gonna be on free TV. And like I tell people, they was listening to me, they might have came in here and looked at the views and say, nah, he needs to break 100. But I'm gonna tell you some shit now. When it comes down to the low ball that they had to deal with fighting in Australia, I'm pretty sure Bill them is looking to get that compensation, that reimbursement. They looking to recoup. They're gonna go in here and get paid for this fight with Lomachenko. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Lomachenko say he'll fight anywhere, but just not the ATL, shouty. You know what I'm saying? I fight him anywhere. Bus stop, a Popeyes. I fight anywhere. Okay, you fight him in Atlanta. No. You slickster. You slickster now. Not down there in Black Hollywood. He thought that Devin would have had a West Coast would have an extreme advantage, like they have an open scoring from the audience, and they're putting in who won that round. He didn't want to come down here, man. He didn't want to show us no love, bro. But at the end of the day, right? The end of the day, Lomachenko say he'll fight anywhere. Team Haney is looking to get that money back. And we all know how Vegas is, man. Fighters want to go to Vegas and get and maximize their profits, their revenue. And I can almost guarantee you, my assumption is Team Haney is still a bit acerbic from the low ball shit that they had to go over there and fight twice, right? Twice. And then turn back around and they got Lomachenko on the back end. Hey man, y'all give a big shout out to this soldier right here, man. You know, let me take this down, take this thumbnail down. You know what I'm saying? Man, big shout out, good morning to my guy, Town Business in the building. What's good, Town?
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm I'm gonna be up and running later on, man. So I'm just getting prepared. So I'm gonna be back at it. So I got a lot of stuff to say. So I'm gonna address a lot of things, but I'm definitely going to address this up and coming fight. And I heard it straight from the horse's mouth. So I heard it from. I'll talk to the people. I'll talk to Team Haney. So they got a date. They say it's May 20th. It's looking like it's going to be Las Vegas. More than likely, it'll either be at the MGM Grand or the Michelob Light Arena where the Mandalay Bay is. But it's looking like it's going to be Las Vegas. So really, yeah. So I'm really excited about this fight. I'll talk to Team Haney. So I'm going to try to go cover the fight, like do some sort of like a documentary form, like, basically leading up to the fight, some behind the scenes stuff. So, basically, the next step is, like I said, to get this venue, find a venue, get this settled so we can like at least know where we're going. But it's looking like we headed to Las Vegas. So, and they got a date. So they're saying it's May the 20th unless something changed. So that was confirmed by Team Haney. So that's what they told me.
Town Biz for dropping that gem. Me and him can communicate behind the scenes all the time. See, I'm not a hating ass cat, man. You know, Town dropped the info like it's cool on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff. Y'all definitely need to check him out. He be out here communicating with a lot of people in boxing. Not only that, when he's on the ground floor on fight week, he's putting in a lot of freaking work, man. I don't know how many fights I've covered with Town Biz on deck, but he's official, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's official, and he's over there on the West Coast. You know, I'm an East Coast native, so he telling you that he spoke to, you know, Bill and all that. He's telling you the real. It's absolute truth, man.
Yeah, I'll definitely be in the A. I'll definitely be in the A next month for the Adrian Broner fight. So, you know, I'll be in Atlanta. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? Me and Scotty will be, you know, we'll be in Atlanta covering the Adrian Broner fight. So, you know, just look for me. But I'm really out there, man, trying to gather up information, like really talking to people. Just like I told Scotty, I had a conference call with the powers that be from, you know, the opposite side of the street. You know, basically some stuff got discussed, some stuff got fixed, you know, because it was a lot of let's just say it was a lot of miscommunication, and people was basically going by what they heard instead of talking to the actual, you know, hearing it from the actual horse's mouth. But some stuff got fixed behind the scenes, so I've been told. So hopefully I'll be able to, like, you know, work with the people on the other side of the street, if you catch my drift. But at the same time, I'm not going to, you know, follow a script, and I'm not going to compromise myself. I'm still going to be me, and I'm still going to say what I feel needs to be said, because that's what real journalism about. And it's not being tied to nobody or being, you know, on nobody's payroll or basically showing favoritism. If you're going to really cover boxing, cover boxing. And that's what I'm here to do. So like I said before, you know, I had a conference call, me and somebody else. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I was supposed to be working with the other side of the street. So, and you should already know who I'm talking about. Now, will I be at certain venues? Probably not, because I know there's people that don't like me, and that's fine because I say the truth, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't get personal with these dudes. I really don't. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat nothing. If I see some BS going on, I'm just gonna let it be known, and that's just basically how I roll. You know, and Scotty is telling the truth. When we cover fights, me and Scotty, they cover about 5 or 6 fights. He know I'll be rolling. So, you know, I can move for a 48-year-old. So, you know, I'm in real good shape. So, you know, this is what I do. And I try to give y'all the best boxing content out there. And so does, you know, World Combat Sports, you know. So that's what we do. But like I say, May 20th, I'm excited about the fight. You know, it's gonna be in Vegas. It's an 8-hour drive from Oakland. You know, me and Bill, we from the same place. We both was raised in Oakland, California. Bill from a different hood than me, but you know, Bill from deep East Oakland. I'm just from regular East Oakland. But at the end of the day, you know, this is gonna be a great fight, and this is another opportunity for Devin Haney to, you know, move up the mythical pound for pound ladder. You know, significant win over Lomachenko could put him top 5, top 3 discussion. I think Devin Haney has all the tools to beat Lomachenko. I think Devin Haney will be victorious, you know, May 20th. So, you know, tune in. So, you know.
Indeed, for sure, man. And I know, I think it was let me go back to this. Let me go back to this comment. Where is it? Maybe you can speak on this, because he said hopefully Ramadan doesn't affect Haney. You know, so Ramadan this year is supposed to be March 22nd to April 21st, don't it? It's like 30 days, ain't it?
Yeah. I don't really know much about Ramadan. I'm not a Muslim. I know it's It's a form of a fast where you eat at certain times of the day. I hope it doesn't affect Devin Haney's training, but I think Bill will find a way to make it work for Devin. And, you know, because at the end of the day, Devin is 24 and he hasn't really developed his man strength. To me, I think this is going to be their last fight at 135. I think they're going to move up to 140 after this fight because, you know, they've been kind of telling me that this is basically what they really waited for, because they wanted to go up to 140 a while ago, but they want to get this fight. They want to beat Lomachenko. They want to, you know, prove a lot of doubters wrong. So this is the reason why they waited around for this fight. You know, they could have been moved up to 140. You know, Lomachenko, unfortunately, you know, he stalled the fight because actually this fight really should have took place around March. You know, Lomachenko, he said one thing and did another. They tried to, as I don't know if World Combat Sports told you, this fight, they actually wanted this fight to be in Atlanta. That was the first choice. Lomachenko didn't want to fight in Atlanta. Really don't want to fight in Las Vegas. But it's looking like it's going to be in law. He wanted to fight in New York. But all that stuff about, he said he'll fight anywhere, any place, anytime, that was capping. Because when they asked
he
the
wanted
man,
his cake, he wanted his cake and eat it too, huh? He wanted to be, you know, he ain't the A side, but he want A side entitlements.
yes, facts. Then he wanted to stall, said he needed more time to train for Devin Haney. Then, you know, after he defeated Jermaine Ortiz, he said Devin Haney looked like a heavyweight, and I do think that they are banking on maybe Devin being a little bit drained from doing Ramadan. It's not like Lomachenko's not an educated person. He knows about this kind of stuff. So this is basically what they're hoping on. But Bill, I believe, will have Devin ready just like he had Devin ready and 2 fights with Kambosos. I think Devin will find a way to be fine and train. If he does Ramadan, he'll be fine. I know they'll find a way around it. And like I said, I believe that they'll be victorious over Lomachenko. Now, the question is, what happens after they defeat Lomachenko? Then what's next? I don't want to hear no excuses. So, like I say, May 20th, we'll find out. So I'll definitely be there.
You went out, Town.
Oh, I just said I'll definitely be there May 20th. Definitely. Like I said, I think they'll be fine
sure.
as far as as far as the Ramadan thing, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll find a way around it to be able to do it and train properly and be able to come into this fight in great shape and be able to get this job did, because this is an important task. This is just something that Devin Haney needs. If he can get a guy like Lomachenko on his resume, that puts him in a position for great fights and bigger fights, bigger paydays. So let's get it.
Let's get it for sure. Pop a lot. James on deck. Salute to you in the building. Big Blessing Boxing on deck in the building. What's good, family? Man, you know, my guest, he ain't a guest, man. It's fam, you know what I'm saying? He be out there. I was just giving you the update as far as Devin Haney's situation with his future fight date, May 20th. And then also speaking on, you know, a little bit of the behind the scenes conversation that took place. Like, obviously the Haneys are the A side, but yet Lomachenko still want A side privileges. And that to me is a bit selfish, because when Lomachenko was the A side, he got all the A side shit he wanted, you know. But it's, once again, they're just trying to play as if you know, Devin is not warranted or deserving of his A side privileges, and he earned that shit. And I don't think anybody's gonna take that shit away. Period. I don't care what they think about Bill. Bill been in the game for quite some time. Now, for the Ramadan, I'm uneducated on the Ramadan, but he's had some fights around the period of Ramadan before. I think his Linares fight was around that time or after, you know. But he has had fights near the end of the year or around Ramadan period. Don on deck, what's good? W says fasting, from my understanding, has a lot of physical and cognitive benefits. Yeah, I heard that, man. I heard that, but look, I can't imagine myself fasting like that, Don. I don't eat a lot of bullshit, but I can't imagine me staying within the parameters, you know what I'm saying, within the policies of Ramadan. I don't think I can do it. I'd be at Popeyes, yeah, with 3-piece with the red beans, and yeah, make sure you get some pork in that motherfucker, and dirty rice, and give me about 2 biscuits. Yeah, I had to go to Popeyes in the middle of the night. Shit. Showtime Shaw News and Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw, on deck. Town Biz be on the front line. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We all be on the front line. You know what I'm saying? Town Biz, me and him, you know, we don't been behind the trenches before. We done been all over this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that dude be in communication with a lot of people. And it's good that you put it out there, that you spoke to them on the other side. Because you know, like I told people years ago, I have a video of where a member of the same people you talking about, one of their employees confronted me about wearing a Wilder shirt, and they was up in my face, and I never met them before in my life, and they was trying to tell me I wasn't getting in as media if I had a Wilder shirt on. I said I couldn't fathom what it all meant. What did it all mean? Like, what are you saying? Why are you worrying about a piece of clothing? And this was when Wilder's just opened up his store off Flatbush over there in Brooklyn. So I had my phone up to my chest and shit, and I'm like, this person's just going in to you won't get up in here. You wasted time coming over here. You ain't gonna get up. I bet you won't get up in here with that shirt on. Man, they was just going off. So I had to deal with the constant drama of that same person for many fights, bro. So I know where you're going with all the denials. I got denied from every Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. You know what I'm saying? Every one of them, I got denied. But still, I've been out there with no credentials, though.
Facts. I mean, when you put in the work and when you kind of had the connections, because like I said, I done went to, I went to a couple of other side of the street events. I went to Spence. I went to, the Big Fish versus Ugas in Dallas. Wasn't credentialed for that fight, period. But I knew the people. A lot of them know me. So as you can see, I still managed to put in my work. Remember, I got an interview with Steven Espinosa, got a lot of hits. And, I had a conversation, with Steven Espinosa a couple of weeks ago about some stuff. I talked to him personally about some stuff that I didn't like what was going on and stuff. So, and plus other people. So, like I said before, I can go to a fight credentialed or not, and like I said before, I talked to some people. So hopefully you'll start seeing me at some other stuff, maybe depending on what day is Caleb playing versus Benavides. I may be at that fight. I don't know if I'm gonna be at Spence versus Keith Thurman. I don't really have no desire to go to that fight because at the end of the day, I was one of them people. I stood firm on my circle. I told everybody for over a year that Spence wasn't going to fight Crawford no matter what. I said he was going to fight Keith Thurman. I got a lot of heat for it. I got called a hater. I got called a sellout. I got called a coon, which I'm trying to figure out how my coon defended talking about Terrence Crawford. Last time I checked, Terrence Crawford was black, but whatever. So, so at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to sit up there and say I told you so, but I was told this 3 years ago. I was told this back in New York with the other sanctioning bodies that this was the move that they was going to make. Now a new narrative has came once again. Now you're hearing this stuff from Sean Porter talking about, well, belts don't matter. So once he fights at 154, he's not in all likelihood coming back down. So that's what I'm saying. just last year they was talking about, well, we got all the belts, we got 3 of the 4 belts, so now we got leverage. So now all of a sudden belts don't matter, and this is why a lot of people get frustrated because they just keep changing the narrative. And I mean, a lot of people seem to have too much earwax in their ears or something, and they need to clean it because they keep changing the narrative. Which one is it? Okay, you just didn't heard a lot of inconsistencies from, the other side of the street or whatever they calling themselves now. So you just didn't heard a lot of consistency. Just now, you heard Errol Spence say he don't know if he can make 147 anymore, but going into the Ugas fight, he was talking about he got a brand new nutritionist. He feel good and he can make 147 with ease. This is stuff that come out their mouth, not mine. And then the thing is, when people report what they said, all of a sudden the media get attacked. Why are you attacking people for basically repeating something that came out that dude's mouth? And that's just been the whole premise of this. It's just been the whole theme of this. They just keep changing the narrative. So which one is it? Do belts matter or don't they? Or it matter when you basically trying to use that as an excuse to lowball somebody and not, pay them to basically have a undisputed showdown. So I just need some help figuring this stuff out. Which one is it? It's always a new narrative. Then all of a sudden you get people sitting up here speaking on other people's contracts, and like, how do you know what's going on with somebody else's contract? How's another fighter sitting up there talking about what somebody offered somebody? Ugas put out the latest deflection talking about, well, he was part of a package deal. Well, once again, how would you know you part of a package deal? And if anybody knows how negotiations work, don't go like that. Nobody's going to tell you you're part of a package deal. You basically talking on your behalf. But that's what happens. Some of these fighters get sent memos and stuff in Texas saying, hey, say this, say that. So, at the end of the day, if you got, a piece of a brain, you will see what's going on. And this is what I mean. You got certain people who can't speak for themselves. Say what you want to say about Terrence Crawford, but at least the dude can speak for himself. He don't have everybody else. He don't have he don't have people speaking on his contract, but for some reason, the other side of the street gang seem to always try to like protect this dude and speak on his behalf when he should be able to speak for himself. And at the end of the day, we already know the dude don't be present when he have negotiations. So how would somebody else know? And that's the thing. These dudes at the end of the day, they making the big fish or whatever he called himself look really bad. And he's looked really bad throughout this whole situation, no matter how much you want to spend it, no matter how many excuses that you want to make for this dude, no matter how many of these bogus ass content creator channels you go to that don't know what the fuck they talking about, which they don't. They just make up shit. And I've exposed these dudes on a regular basis. That's just real talk.
Let me ask you this. Hey, Jamal Neasy left a super chat earlier. What do you think about what he said? He said, WCS, I still love your idea about Bud fighting Triple G. However, what do you think about Bud versus Zoo and snatching his position to fight EJ or Charlo?
I actually like that fight.
And all that.
I actually like that fight. I think it's a winnable fight for Bud. But okay, let's just say he do go up to 154, and then he beat Tim Tszyu. Okay, so what happens next? Is there going to be a new obstacle thrown in the way? Let me tell you what's going to happen. If he does go up there and he beats Tim Tszyu, you know what they're going to say? Oh, you need to fight Fundora. I'll promise you that's gonna be the next gauntlet. Haven't y'all seen this before?
Fundora is the WBC. He's waiting for the WBC. So I know what you're saying. they could say, okay, fight Fundora because they see it as a tough matchup. But Fundora is in line online to fight for the WBC, right? He's the interim title holder, isn't he?
Yeah, something like. But just retrospective, I just know that they'll throw some obstacle in the way because that's all they've ever done is throw obstacles in the way, move the goalpost back, and like I said before, the man said he'll take less money. And that still wasn't good enough. And I think that fucked them up when they said that, oh, well, Bud reported that he'll take less money. So it's like, oh, okay, well, you'll take less money. Well, we'll pay you basically off the pay-per-view revenue before taxes. But we're not gonna show you the books. But at the same time, they saying that this fight not be successful because basically they saying people may stream it. So it's just like it's always one thing after another. So you basically saying fight the dude, we're not gonna open up the books and we'll pay you based off what the net pay is off the pay-per-view before taxes. And we're not gonna tell you what we sold. So basically they can fuck around and pay Terrence Crawford literally like $20. So, that's the thing. A lot of these dudes don't know how contracts are negotiated. And I wish they would just shut the hell up. Now, here you have, I'll give you an example. Here you have Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. They pretty much got the fight did. Maybe, it took a little bit of time. Okay, so they started negotiating around November. Okay, so here it is, January. Okay, maybe 2 months tops. This is what I was trying to tell you. It don't take no 9 months to negotiate no fight. It don't. So I wish people would stop playing these games, but that's okay. You can listen to these cornballs. You can listen to these bald-headed fake attorney dudes. You can listen to these other cornballs that don't know what they talking about, because at the end of the day, they make you look bad. You listen to their channel, and then you come to these channels that's actually doing the research, that's actually know what's going on. You make yourself look stupid. But continue to make yourself look stupid. Go ahead and listen to these dudes that's not going to fights, that's not doing interviews, that's not talking to people. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether they got 80,000 subscribers or 8. If they don't know what they're talking about, they don't know what they're talking about. So that just goes to show you, just because somebody got more subscribers than somebody doesn't mean they know what the hell they talking about. And that's just factual. Everything that I done said on my channel came out to be factual. So who's more, you know what I'm saying? Who's more legitimate? The guy that got 10,000 subscribers, that everything that he said came to fruition, or the dude that got 80,000 subscribers or whatever that don't go to fights and is proven wrong on a regular basis? But you listen to him because he got a big following.
You ain't lying.
But if these guys want to, yeah, well, Scotty, if these dudes want to keep getting humiliated, then that's them. Because I don't have no problem doing it. Like I say, I could do it all day. Easy. I like picking people off. You know what I'm saying? I like picking people off. I ain't never been no sniper, but I know how to pick people off. Easy. I'm the Stephen Curry. Hey, I'm the Stephen Curry and shit. You know what I'm saying? Long range, all net.
I hear that, Town. Hey, man, I got to give a shout out to Tony Boswell on deck, man. Shout out to you, Tony. Al Money on deck. A1 Money. Al Money. Don said, I remember Town Biz said Bud and Spence wasn't going to fight about 6 months ago in Bushido boxing. Yeah, there's been some people that hold true to their ground. You know what I'm saying? Town put that shit out there. You know what I'm saying? I said it myself last year. I said they ain't fighting. Like I tell people, Town made a good point. A lot of these cats just believe the numbers of a channel that put clickbait out, and the huger the following, the more dummies you're gonna get listening. It seems like because you know the smaller channels, a lot of people respect them a little bit more because they're not out here bustling for anything and everything. They're not willing to just go and say, okay, I'm gonna report anything. I don't care what you think. I'm just gonna put anything out there and you tune in to it. But let a channel like myself put something out there and they want to give credit to another channel. It's all good, shawty. It's all good, man. You know, but I want to ask you this, Town, when it comes to them saying that, you know, you got people saying the arrow's going to move up to 54 and move back down. And you have some people saying that he's going to vacate the belts. I mean, why don't you just expedite it and get the belts off, vacate them, so we can start setting up some big fights for 23 for those vacated titles. You know what I'm saying? Let's not hold on to it and do the hocus pocus bullshit again and all that. Let's get down to it. If you're not moving back down to 54, vacate the bitches, man. Just like a lot of people. In a way, Naoya in a way just vacated his titles. He wanted to move up and fight Cool Boy. He ain't holding on to shit. You know what I'm saying? Crawford moved up, vacated his shit after he won and fought freaking Jeff Horn. He ain't wait around. Vacate the damn titles, dog. You know, get off of them. Don't hold on to and hold up the division. If you got the Virgil Ortiz and the Boots Ennis and all these guys waiting, allow them the opportunity to fight for the titles.
Yeah, facts. Okay. Anybody that's listening, do y'all really believe once he fight at 154, he gonna move back down? And then there's supposed to be this clause that if he beats Keith Thurman, he has 60 days to negotiate a fight with Terrence Crawford. Okay, so if you believe that, then I don't know. If they couldn't get a damn fight negotiated over a 9-month period when Terrence Crawford was a free agent, which he'd been a free agent. And once again, I want to quickly circle back to that. Keep in mind, it was the other side of the street. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was Dallas Finest. He the one that was sitting up saying somebody was on the other side of the street. He need to leave Bob Arum, and this fight will get made overnight. And well, what happened to overnight? There was what overnight turned into January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, all the way till, well, here we are, 2023. Then they turn around. See, they always change the narrative. They the ones that said he on the opposite side of the street. Then when he becomes a free agent, now all of a sudden you're hearing this stuff about, oh, well, he needs to be attached to a promoter, so you know we get this fight did. Well, he had a promoter. He left his promoter because y'all were the ones that said y'all wouldn't go make the fight as long as he was with a certain promoter. Remember, they said he was on. Keep in mind, and I want people to hear this. Let this sink in right quick. This is the hypocrisy with the other side of the street. Once again, the other side of the street try to talk all that black stuff. They was calling Terrence Crawford Plantation Toby, called them all kind of sellouts and Uncle Toms and all that kind of stuff. But yet here, Errol Spence is finna fight in the stadium of Jerry Jones, a man that's in a photograph, basically participating in a Jim Crow act. Red-handed. And I don't give a damn about how old he was. At the end of the day, he shouldn't have had his ass there. And then the excuse he gave was bogus about he was curious and he just, and what you going there? What you curious about? And then that was a lie that he told that he was curious, because that incident happened on September the 9th. And from what I heard, he didn't even go to that school. And then before that, previously, they had that same rally to keep those black students from going in at the actual high school he went to, which was September the 4th. So how in the hell you didn't just stop it. So now I want to see where that blackness shit finna come from now. Where all that pro-black shit at now? Sissy, where's that at now? Now all of a sudden everybody got quiet. And keep in mind, World Combat Sports was the first media person that broke the story about Jerry Jones. First one. And then of course everybody followed after him. So there you have it. Now as far as Errol Spence is not coming back down to 154. There was no, I mean, he's not coming back down to 147. There was no reason for him to fight Keith Thurman at 154. So once again, like I said, this was to play all along. This was to play all along. He's not coming back down to 147. If he does, I'll be surprised. And if he does come back down to 147, guess what's going to happen? If he loses the fight, he's going to say, oh, I was drained. Oh, I was drained. I shouldn't have tried to come back. So it's already a built-in excuse. This is why I know that they not going to fight at 147 after this Keith Thurman fight. They're going to continue to campaign at 154 because, like I said, the play is in motion is basically they waiting to see what Canelo going to do. Basically, they're going to get him a couple of fights at 154, probably get him one fight, try to see can they get him a belt, try to get him a belt at 154, and then he going to move up to 160 and may get fight some tomato can at 160 possibly. Or a solid fighter at 160 beat him, and then they're going to find some way for him to fight Canelo at some kind of catch weight. Because that's been the plan all along. Keep in mind, when Canelo fought on the PBC card, they tried to keep Canelo by including Errol Spence in one of the packages they offered him. And Canelo just decided to take that belt and run back to the zone. These are all facts. This is what these other cornballs don't be wanting to tell you. While they sitting up talking about all this other random stuff that don't even make sense, that have nothing to do with fights being made or what's actually going on. But
hey, let me ask you this, Town. Like that, you speaking of that package that was original. You know, you talking about the Mar Charlo, Errol Spence situation that was going to be like for that 100 million. If so, if that is indeed the case, what you're forecasting, right? That they're trying to basically set something up in the future with Errol Spence to fight Canelo. At what weight would Canelo fight Errol Spence? Because he's clearly the A side in any given conversation. So do you think he'll move up gradually to the point where he's able to fight a catch weight in between 60 or 68? Or I can't see Canelo coming down to 60, bro.
No, I think they might try to find some common ground. They might try to do 166 or something like that, maybe 166, 167. But that's basically the plan, because this is how I also knew that they had no intentions on making the Crawford fight, because that got leaked that Errol Spence was included in a package for Canelo. It's part of a 3-fight, $100 million deal. So if you trying to fight Terrence Crawford,
shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing Jackson Moore. My fault, dog.
Yeah, so if you're trying to fight Terrence Crawford, why would you even have Errol Spence part of that package? So that doesn't make any kind of sense. Because if you fight Terrence Crawford and you lose to Terrence Crawford, well, it's really no value in fighting Canelo, because more than likely they're gonna think that you're gonna get beat the hell up by Canelo. But if you don't fight him, and you go into that fight undefeated, it's going to be some curiosity. People going to want to see, well, can Errol Spence pull this off? But if he already, don't you know, if he has a loss to Terrence Crawford, that devalues the fight. I mean, you got to take away millions of dollars. Well, if he goes into that fight unscathed, his undefeated record versus Canelo's 2 losses, Canelo still will be the A side no matter what, because of Canelo's popularity. But Errol Spence, due to the fact that he's undefeated and he's moved up in weight and he doesn't have a loss, well, people might tune in because they may think he actually have a chance. So that's why I know that they wasn't gonna make the Terrence Crawford fight, because if he loses Terrence Crawford, what sense would that make to have that fight? That's just factual. The selling point would be Errol Spence not having a loss, risking his O. Because if he goes in there and he lost to Terrence Crawford at 147, people gonna say, well, hell, you ain't got a shot against Canelo. So you got to understand the play. That's what's going on. And I've always believed that. Because they've been talking about that fight for the last 5 years.
Weight issues. I don't see how Errol Spence can have weight issues like that, because, like, he just came in on weight with Yardenas Ugas 146 and 1/4, right? And he was damn near looking skinny, like over a month out from the fight. So, in my opinion, get back on the same shit you was on. When you was damn, you look skinny as hell over a month out before the Yardenas Ugas fight. Get with the same people, take the same shit you was taking, and you'll be just fine. I think it comes down to a lack of discipline, and also they may be tightening up on some testing with this next fight too. Let me get some of these super chat. I'm not super chats on some of these chats. He can move back down. Who knows if he do, if he don't. Per Google, the largest duck in the world it's a Muscovy duck. Errol Spence, Muscovy Spence. Hey man, I told you, man, this dude wasn't gonna fight. Tony said exactly. Big blunts. Boxing don't come back down and defend or fight for undisputed. Crawford ran him out. Hey man, we want to get some peace of mind there, Tony, that we can say we're gonna get the fight that we've been looking forward for the last Cinco de Mayo amount of years. It's been on tap, and that shit seems far away. But like he just made weight with Ugas. So get back on the same shit, man. You can make weight again. That wasn't that long ago. You can make weight again, bro. Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing Predictions League on deck. Salute to you. He's a runner. He's a track star. He's gonna run away. It gets hard. He can't take the pain. He gets scarred. Hey man, he's already scarred, bro. When his body came out from that driver's seat, that's he already been scarred, bro. Outlaw pugilist on deck, man. Salute to you. Boxing IQ 360 on deck. Arrow don't want that bud smoke. You know it's bad when even Derek James making excuses to avoid bud. Derek James for some time had no ideal as to how they was gonna fight freaking Bud Crawford. Shout out to Shot News on deck. What's good, Showtime?
Salute, WCS, salute, Town Biz, man. Town Biz hit the hammer on it. He hit the hammer on the nail, man. That was always the plan, and I quote, to have Earl Spence as the sacrificial lamb to Canelo. They had that, on the table. They wanted to give Canelo over 100 and something million. And one of the fights that was included was the sacrificial lamb goat. Earl Spence is Jamaican, so he was going to be a curry goat lamb for Canelo. He was going to serve him up a Jamaican dish.
That's what I always believed. And like I said, that was revealing when that came out that he was included in a package for Canelo to stay with the PBC after basically, he fought Caleb Plant and ran off with that last belt and ran back to the zone. So, I mean, this is all you need to know. So how you trying to make the so-called super fight? Like I said, every damn time they didn't do obstacle after obstacle. I mean, Scotty, it's like those training drills, that when you first joined the military, where they was getting you prepped. That's what they kept doing. They kept running, trying to send Bud through all these gauntlets and drills and all this stuff, man. And just even when he passed, they'll just come with something else. Like at the end of the day, it's just always a obstacle that they want Bud to go through. Like at the end of the day, man, he had no choice but to move on, man. Like I said before, I need somebody to explain this to me. If we can get Lomachenko versus Devin Haney did, basically over a 2-month span, damn. So you need 9 months? You need 9 months basically to try to make a fight? No, it was just a stall tactic all along.
Yeah, and if you remember when that initial, they was having those talks, Canelo's on record saying, because they try to say they want to fight at 164, and Canelo's on record. You can look it up. He's on record saying 164. No, I fight at 168. I fight at 168. So he's on record letting them know, like, listen, if I do take the deal with y'all, it's my terms or nothing. Ain't no 164. I don't fight at 164.
Yeah, I think I think for that to happen, I think the best Canelo would do, he might would agree. He might would agree to maybe 166 or what, or they might just let Errol Spence come in at a separate weight. You know,
Yeah,
So
get
what you're
tackled first.
saying? What you're saying? So Canelo will fight at 167, and Errol Spence coming here at 153.
nah, maybe one. They may say he can come in at maybe 166. Shit, he walk around what 180.
Yeah, but that ain't fighting weight. But either way, he getting canceled. Period. You know what I'm saying? Shit. He getting canceled. Period. I mean, I'll watch the fight now. No doubt about it. I'll watch. If it was pay-per-view, I'll watch it. But I just don't see him. I don't even know why this even conversation. Like we trying to phase out Bud, but it seemed like the masses. That's what happened. You know, finding out he fighting Keith Thurman. Nobody's really talking about Bud Spence no more,
I
except
wish,
the haters.
yeah, I wish he would just let the belts go because he's holding up the division now.
Yeah, he holding up the division. Let the belts go. We was talking about this earlier, man.
Well, I did a whole video on it. I had to vent, man, because I was like, enough is enough, man. You got all these channels always advocating for him. Like, nah, dude is not moving right, man. He's not moving right. How you fighting? How do you get ordered to fight Keith Thurman at 147, but yet the fight gonna be at 154? Like, come
That
on,
don't
man.
make no sense. That don't make no sense whatsoever. But that seemed to be the theme. Sometimes with the other side of the street, they don't seem to make a lot of sense about a lot of different things. So, I mean, like Sean Porter just said, he said now all of a sudden belts don't matter. When they talked about, he did an interview. I think it was, them people, one of the bigger outlets, and he said now belts don't matter. But that was the same negotiating tactic they was using basically not to pay Bud. So now all of a sudden the 154, now all of a sudden they saying belts don't matter about him fighting Ennis. So like I said, I'm just confused. Do the fucking belts matter or not? I mean, which one is it?
You know what it is, Cal?
It depends
They,
on where
look,
you at and who you
they,
talking about.
you know what it is? They just move the goalposts every time. That's all. It's a lot of goalposts being moved in boxing. You would think it's football, how they moving the goalposts.
Do you
Well,
think
if they didn't move the
is
goalposts, it's in
do
the
you think
stands now. The way the other side of the street they moved, the goalpost is in the stands now. It
Yeah,
ain't even.
they playing in the Canadian Football League,
bro, we
man.
can't be talking about
Oh, yeah, with
goalposts
the
no more,
wider
bro.
field and shit.
We can't talk about goalposts no more, man. We gotta talk about landscape. We gotta talk about radar. Goalpost is too small for these type of subjects, bro. It's too small. The goalpost is too small, man. We can't use that as a target.
And yo, I want to say salute to you too, Town Biz, because when real journalists call them out on stuff that they said, right? Yo, you're called a hater. You're mad. Oh, you're just mad. You're no, I'm going off of what was said. Like I remember. I
I
take
know.
I take notes. You know what I'm saying? So
What the fuck we mad about? That's what shit. I ain't on the payroll. There ain't nothing to be mad about. Shit. I ain't getting paid by nobody. Shit.
oh, you're mad.
Hey, Tom
Anytime you
Biz.
call them out,
Hey, hold
anytime you
on for a
call them,
second. Hold up, people. Hold up, people, for a second. Boxing Mind say, can you ask Town Biz what's his thoughts on Showtime not having the budget for Bud versus Errol and Al Heyman forcing Keith and Errol? Does he think Errol's protecting Al Heyman's image? Errol's protecting Al Heyman's image. He don't even have enough power to protect Al Heyman's image.
Shit.
Well, go ahead, Town. You can answer that.
I mean, I've been. All I know is I know the president. Which I hope this isn't true. I know the CEO of I think it's what Viacom now said it kind of didn't make sense for Showtime and Paramount and all them subsidiaries to operate solo. So I don't know if they finna have Paramount, Showtime Max or something, but you've been hearing that they was about to start like merging everything together. I hope that isn't true, but I find it mighty strange that everything is going on pay-per-view now. I'm talking about everything is going on pay-per-view. The PBC, from what I heard, the next few cards is going on pay-per-view, if not all of them.
So
Plant versus.
let's provide analytics for this, right? Because they've been saying pay-per-view is dead, but also the word has said there's been money issues over there, and then you had the guy step down from the head of top, not top rank, Showtime. He stepped down.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, bro? Like what's going on? I thought pay-per-view was dead. People was talking about this shit was dead, in the water, it's done, and now we have potentially in April like 3 pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? March a pay-per-view. I mean, we got all these pay-per-views popping off, man, in 2023. Shit don't seem
Don't forget
like it's dead. We
don't
just had
don't
a
forget
Gervonta
May.
Davis fight. Yeah, May too. Yeah.
Wilder Ruiz. That's gonna be on pay-per-view.
I want to pose this answer for the question that was answered to ask the Town Biz, right? When you think about the Harvard graduate, aka Pimp 'em Down, and Pimpin' Boxing Champions, right? What is the more profitable fight for him, so to say, as the manager advisor? If 2 of his in-house fighters fight now, please, I'm gonna try to say this nice and slow so y'all can catch the source. If 2 of his in-house fighters fight and they are under contract with him, and let's say he just gets 20% of Thurman and 20% of Spence, that's 40%. Now, if a fight with Crawford is allowed to happen, now the Harvard grad, aka Pimp 'em Down, he's only going to get 20% from Spence. So who do you feel Pimp 'em Down wants to really see lock in? 2 of his in-house guys, or a guy who, like they say, is on the opposite side of the street? He got to just take what we give him.
Hey, he gets 33 in the third. Ooh, God damn, he does. That's what he get. He get 33 in the third, bro.
Damn.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, I said 20%, see? But hey, what do I know? So if he's getting 33 in the third, listen, he's in all actuality, right? He's getting just what the fighters is damn near getting, and he ain't even setting foot in the ring. That's 66%, a little over 66%.
That's a lot of money off 2 fighters pay-per-view. Pay-per-view don't seem like it's in the casket just yet. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit is alive and well.
Yeah,
for real.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Coach Malachi, True Media Today, USA Boxing on deck. Peace to WCS. Peace to the chat. Let's get the likes up, fam. No doubt, Coach. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Coach, being on deck, man. True Media Today, USA Boxing. Check him out.
Yeah, so that's why Al would rather Thurman and Spence fight.
Well, I thought people would stream it. I mean, because that's what they were saying. Why they didn't want to? Why they didn't? There was hesitation to make the fight that we all wanted to see. Like, they keep forgetting that we remember stuff. I remember shit. I already told people this was gonna be. Don't y'all remember Tim Smith infamous interview? Oh, we don't know if we had the money to give Terrence Crawford.
We don't want to insult him.
We don't want to insult him. Yeah, we don't want to.
Shit, they've been insulted.
We all about being nice over being professional.
Yep. We don't.
That came out of their mouth, not ours. That came out of Tim Smith's mouth, not ours. But people ignore that though.
We don't want to insult him with an offer.
Well, that just goes to show you they look. He just not part of the plans, because keep in mind, he not a PBC fighter. And then one thing you got to understand, if you go to the other side of the street, you likely to lose your intellectual property. Yeah. You get your whole career controlled. You have to sign all these waivers and confidentiality and non-disclosures. So you allegedly
you got to sign disclosures on how you can talk to the media, what you're allowed to say, and more importantly, on a bigger note, they don't really get the highest of guarantees. See, that's another reason why they didn't want to deal with Bud, because Bud was getting high guarantees. They're not used to that. They're used to, and I gotta say alleged, that they're used to getting the low guarantees and then getting deferred comp payments. You know what I'm saying? Like it's guys over there. I'm not gonna throw them under the bus because that's part of journalism and confidentiality. There's guys over there that I know off the record that told me they're still waiting on payments.
Oh, you mean their monthly wake up. It's the first of the month. Girl, you check the come up, wake up. Yeah.
What's going on, Coach? Hey, shout out to Coach Malachi and Neezy in the building, man. Appreciate y'all joining the panel.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, what's going on, Town
P.
Biz? What's going on, man? Shout
What's
out
up, bro?
What's
What's going on, Coach Malachi?
Hey, what's
Yo,
good, brother?
P to y'all on the panel. What's up?
Yes, sir. Man.
What's up, man?
EJ, what's going on, brother? Yeah, everything good, man. I mean, to answer your question on World Comeback as it relates to the pay-per-view, I mean, the pay-per-views, I think when people say pay-per-views is dead, I don't think they mean that there's never going to be any more pay-per-view ever again. I think what they mean is from a standpoint of it's not selling like it used to sell because of the streaming. Because of the streaming, people are not buying the pay-per-views in rapid numbers that they were 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago. And then on top of that, the price point of the pay-per-views, it's like the streaming has went up. People are still watching your content, but they're not paying for it at the rate that they were paying for it 5, 6 years ago. Now, a fight that would normally do 1 million pay-per-views, is probably doing 250,000 or less than that. I remember 2014 when and as a matter of fact, I have the article right here. I remember 2014 when Stephen Espinosa specifically said that, it was July 16th, 2014, when he explains why Showtime would not show pay-per-view numbers anymore. Now, when you have a fighter such as a Floyd Money Mayweather, his whole moniker was built on how many pay-per-views I sold, how much money I'm making. And then all of a sudden, in 2014, Stephen Espinosa, and they use that as bragging points to show how much of attraction their fighters are, and stuff like that. Well, you notice now in 2022 and 2023, they don't do that anymore. So we hear sources say, well, according to Mike Carpenter, my sources told me that he did this. My sources told me that he did that. Well, that's information that the PBC and people who do pay-per-views are feeding them. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. More than likely it's not. And then when someone like a Glazier or someone else come out to refute those numbers, this is why they stopped doing it, because they're like, hey, man, this guy got the real numbers and yada, yada, yada. And then it is what it is. So pay-per-view is not dead, but the days of Wilder doing 800,000 with Tyson Fury in America, that's over. He won't do that. And a lot of this stuff has been fake. A lot of these numbers that they've been releasing through Mike Carpenter, through Dan Raphael, and we know he's a mouthpiece of PBC, sources say, that those are over. That's not happening.
Valiant Mason Abdullah, Mason's father.
I got Valiant Mason calling me. Abdullah Mason's father calling. Hey, let me y'all put me on mute. Y'all put me on mute. Scotty, can you hear me?
Y'all put you on mute, Coach. I did.
I think
Neezy, what's good? What's your input?
Coaches made a valid point about the numbers, because it's obvious. That's why they don't want to make quote unquote the biggest fight in boxing.
But what was Tank pay-per-view? What was his price point for pay-per-view? $79.99 or something like that,
$79,
right?
yeah, $80. $79.99.
So we back up to $80 in 23. We back up to $80. So you trying to tell me we can't put a price point high for Crawford and Spence at about 85 or something like that? They came in with Deontay, and then Tank.
Yeah, it kind of dropped.
Hey,
and that Tank,
we back at the 80 range right now.
That Tank pay-per-view was loaded, man. Nice card.
Yeah, I was
Go ahead, Deezy.
Yeah, I was saying with the Tim Tszyu fight, I was bringing that up because if he fight him, because all these PBC fighters mysteriously always have these injuries and don't fight their mandatories or fight whoever looks like a dangerous person to them. I was saying, Bud, fight him. He's not a PBC fighter. Fight him, take his spot at 154, a legit 154 pounder instead of, what EJ is doing, fighting Keith Thurman at 154. They both be at 154. So when the first gentleman that came up on your panel saying, "Oh, he's not gonna come back to 147 because it's weight draining," he won't have that excuse. But went to 154 and fought somebody and defeat them. If they come back down, they both draining together. If they stay at 154, he can't duck them. You get what I'm saying? And Charlo can't duck him because the next guy that was up, he lost to Crawford already. And Crawford already still, you see the little game they playing by not fighting for the titles, him and Keith Thurman, Bud could do the same shit. So if they come up with another plan by not fighting Bud in the second half of this year, then I would like that plan of yours that you was talking about with the Triple G joint. But with that, the only thing with that, Eddie Hearn said some bullshit about him selling like 15,000. So I don't know if he actually fucked with Crawford because Triple G and Canelo is under him. So that was my thought process.
Hey, Town, you want to respond to that? Because Town was the one who was on the panel at first.
About what? Which part about Triple G or about what? About coming back down?
Fighting with Bud coming up, fighting Tim Tszyu, defeating him, and you already know EJ is fighting Thurman at 54. So they both at 154. So EJ don't have an excuse in saying, "Yo, my body is drained to fight for undisputed to go back to 147," because they both at 154. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That would be interesting if that was to happen. But I do think Bud want to get that. I do think Bud want to get that undisputed at a second weight class, because if he skips 147, then it's sort of like he's starting. Well, he pretty much will be in the same position again. He'll still be, because unless he does get a strap he does get one of the straps at 154, which Charlo has all of the straps.
Yeah.
What he could do is, if he does move up to 154, he say, "Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll fight Tszyu, and then I'll fight Danny Garcia, since Danny Garcia moved up. And then if I beat both of them dudes, I get Arrow." I mean, he could go that route. He could go that route, but I just know, based off what I've seen so far, I just know that they still gonna find a way to avoid that fight, because they just don't want to. They just don't want to make it.
Yeah, I heard what you said with the Fandora joint, and he's in position to fight for a title. That's why I was saying fight Tim Tszyu, snatch his spot, and Bud still have the WBO super title, and Fandora have a position, and Charlo is mysteriously hurt right now. So either way, he will have to fight Fandora or Bud will get a fight with either EJ or Charlo. You get what I'm saying? That's the moves I was trying to present.
Scotty, I'm back. To piggyback on what Town Biz said, there's a Crawford is blackballed from the PBC. He's not going to get any of those fighters. He can move up to whatever weight he wants to go to. As related to PBC, he's done. They're not. They don't. He was never in the plans. And
so they're not gonna fuck with him at 54 either if he want to fight male. He
can move up. He can do whatever he want to do. He can move up and challenge male. He's not gonna get that fight.
Okay.
He's not going to get that fight, period. Bell to drop that belt or whatever before. He's not going to get that fight. I mean, listen, if you're dealing with the same guy, you're still dealing with Al Heyman. There's nowhere around that.
Why would they blackball him off on one? I mean, what's the blackballing method? Like, what was the criteria for that happening?
I don't know what the criteria is, but what I do know is when I look at a video back from 2018 and when they met up with each other at I think the Mighty Mo Hooker fight, and Errol Spence specifically said that, hey, listen, you know, Al already got everything planned out for me. He said I'm gonna fight Mikey, then I'll probably fight Sean Porter, then I'll probably fight Manny Pacquiao, then I'll probably fight Thurman. And then Crawford asked him, he says, Al didn't mention my name. He said, nah, your name ain't never came up. So that told me right then, when I go back and look at that, and then right after that, that's when he went to talking about Terrence Crawford on the wrong side of the street with different networks, stuff like that. So when you go back to 5 years ago, he was never in their plans, period. And to this day, he's not in their plans. So if you have a financial advisor that's saying, look, you ain't fighting that dude, this is what it's going to be, yada, 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 and everybody is on that side of the fence is in on it, he's not going to fight the guy. Look at the actions. Okay. Look at what's going on now. Just look at the actions. You know what I mean?
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Eddie Hearn's fighters like Triple G, would he do business with Crawford?
I don't know. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, fam. I really don't know about the Eddie Hearn angle or whatever. I don't know. You know.
I remember Eddie Hearn said a while back, concerning Crawford, he basically said that he basically was saying that he can't afford Crawford, sorta, or he didn't have nothing for Crawford. And that's kind of true.
Terrified, man. Terrified of this guy. He's bad for business. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, he's the odd man out. He's just the odd man out. And that's what happens this is what happens when you really are your own boss. When your career is not controlled by either this dude or that dude. Because like I said, you heard the Big Fish say that he was his own boss, but we all know that's not true. You know
what Town Biz, but the thing is now Crawford do have a lot of options. You know what I mean? And he got a lot of money waiting on him as well. And I'm not capping or making it up. I mean, I spoke to some people over there at BLK Prime. They're gonna make another run at him, and they're gonna offer him some good money. So he got options. He probably won't be able to get into the PBC fighters, but he got options where he gonna make him some good money. He can stay at 147, fight Virgil Ortiz. He could fight the next guy up, his mandatory that come up on his WBO, or he can go to 54. He has fights. It's just that he probably won't get the top guys at the PBC. Maybe they'll throw. Maybe would they throw a Danny in there? I don't know, but I just think, from what I'm hearing, he's, they never wanted to deal with him. If you look at the 5 years he's been in the welterweight division, they never wanted to deal with him, right? At 140, he fought quite a few PBC fighters. At 135, he fought PBC fighters
and was whooping their ass.
But when he came to 147, all of a sudden him fighting PBC fighters is a problem. And I think a lot of people miss that. But go ahead.
So would you agree that Sean Porter, they sent him over there to see can he lift that strap?
Sean Porter pushed for that fight. That's the only reason that happened. Sean was like, I want this. And then they knew he was, going out the door. So I totally agree with you. Yeah, they sent him over there like, okay. Because remember, that fight with the purse bid, they couldn't even come to an agreement in negotiations on World Comeback. They couldn't even
and that's what we was talking about earlier about the purse bid. Like, damn, they can't push for a fight. Ain't one of these dudes over there at PBC right now. Arrow can't push for a fight. He ain't pushing for it, I guess.
I have a question for y'all. That fight with Porter. If Porter would have defeated Crawford, would EJ would have gotten that ring and asked for a rematch to try to fight for undisputed, or he still would have left?
No, he would have got. I don't know if he would have gotten the ring, but yeah, he definitely would have. Got the shot at Porter to do the undisputed. The thing is you could just look at the way they moved. Crawford was never in the equation. They don't want to deal with Crawford. And then not only that, me being Scotty, you've been in media, Shad, you've been in media, and Town Biz and everybody on this panel. You guys know what hit pieces is. So what happened was a lot of these guys, over there at the PBC, they control certain media outlets. They control certain YouTube channels and stuff like that. So they went to putting this hit piece out on them all the way back from 2018 when Spence stood on stage at the Danny Garcia fight and said that Terrence Crawford on the wrong side of the street. When he went, just go back and look at that. Because I went back and looked at it. That's where it all started. Prior to Crawford coming to 147 pounds, the same channels who defecate on him now, they loved him then. But when he came to 147, and when the infamous Terrence Crawford roll side of the street, who is he fought? He ain't fought nobody. Spence was the one who started talking about his resume and stuff like that. And then you hear Derrick James in the background saying, yeah, who he fought that was better than Chris Algieri, this and that. That's where the hit piece started from. So in media, when people want to, tear you down, devalue you, they put out hit pieces on. You see it in politics and everything. That's what they do. We're gonna tear you down, this and that. Go ahead.
I seen your piece on it. It was a great show that day, and that makes a lot of sense. How they want to destroy his name first, so it could devalue him. Kind of like how they did with Westbrook. Westbrook in Westbrook in basketball. It's kind of like that, like to devalue him so you could give him less because you're not sure he's not going to play ball with us. You know what I mean? Crawford is going to really probably knock out one of my cash cows. So I got to find a way to lowball this guy to make him not want to have the fight. And then, when he call they bluff, this is the fucking shenanigans we're getting now.
Yo, Coach brought up a valid point, man, with how the media is used. Because you got to remember, what was always the narrative about Terrence Crawford? He's antisocial. He doesn't talk to the media. But look how he flipped that whole thing around. Who's really not talking to the media now? Earl Spence. Earl Spence randomly jumps on Twitter and be all over. But Terrence has been on. Terrence has been on Ak and Barack. He was even on my show. And I'm a little channel. But he's been all over. But this is the guy that they pushed the narrative on that was antisocial, that didn't do media.
Man, let me chime in on this right quick. That's complete cap about Terrence Crawford, because have you ever tried to talk to the Charlo brothers? Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, and let me tell y'all something. And I want all of y'all to know this. Terrence Crawford, and this is just real talk. When I was in Atlanta, and my son had got COVID real bad, and Crawford sent a personal message to my son, and I sent it to him. My son got better because Crawford is my son's favorite fighter. So Terrence ain't who they make him out to be. This is just a narrative that got started. And I'm just going to keep it 100. A lot of this Bud Crawford hate shit started with that bitch ass nigga Barber Ho Conversations. He the one that started all this stuff, and then it trickled over to a couple of other goofy dudes. And that's how all this stuff started. But it started with him and stuff. But Bud ain't who they make him out to be. Because like I said, at the end of the day, he didn't have to do that. I'll talk to Bernie at least once a week. So you know what I'm saying? It's not like what they make it out to be. That was just a fake narrative that they was just pushing out. Just like a lot of stuff about Terrence Crawford that I could go deep into and expose these dudes, but I don't want to give them the attention that they seeking and stuff. But like I said before, it's a lot of this stuff started with him. He was like the catalyst that jumped this shit off about Bud being antisocial and he hate black people and all this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But which is a damn lie. But a lot of this started with them, and then it trickled over because Bud ain't who they make him out to be. Shit, the Charlo brothers get mad if you even approach them. They screaming at you and shit. You know what I'm saying? For real, dude, get mad. Especially Jamel. Jamel get mad about everything.
Who, the divas?
You know what I'm saying?
That's the divas, man.
No, for real. You be like Jamel, man. Whose chicken is better, Popeye or Kid? Popeye's, nigga. I mean, like, for real. I'm just, you just, all right, man, I'm gone.
Them dudes is divas, man. Yeah, you would think they was Whitney Houston, and you was approaching them like, oh, it's almost time to get on stage. They not trying to hear nothing.
Hey, did we, I don't know if we proposed a question to the ones that's on the panel, but the conversation that came up about, the Tim Zoo situation. You know what I'm saying? Or Bud moving up to 54. Who would he fight at 54? That's a reasonable opponent. That's a pretty decent name. I know how I mentioned Danny Garcia because that's one of the only, former welterweight champions, that he haven't really had time to step in the ring with yet. But then somebody else mentioned Sebastian Fundora, and there's plenty other names up there, 154. But who would y'all like to see Bud fight at 54 if he was to step up there? Somebody got background.
Well, I'm gonna say real quick because I got the background. I would say Zoo or Danny, but like Coach Malachi said, these PBC fighters is blackballing Bud. Cause that would be great because nobody stopped Danny Garcia before. That would be something to see. But I don't know.
Me personally, but I know Bud wouldn't do this because they'll push it to a purse bid, and it'll probably be like an 80-20 split, 70-30 split. But I would love to see him because the WBA got that rule and enforces mandatory on fight Charlo and mess the whole chessboard up.
Yeah, I would like to see him fight Jamel Charlo, but I don't foresee him ever getting that fight. I totally agree with you guys with Jamel Charlo. The crazy part about it, Jamel Charlo is one of my favorite fighters. I really like him a lot inside the ring, but he's definitely one of the most emotional black men I've ever seen in my life. This dude pops his neck when he talks.
You ain't never lying, though.
He rolls his neck when he talks, pops his neck.
Coach, he rolls his eyes, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I was personally there when he sized up Boo Boo Andre like that at the Barclays Center. He looked him up and down. Like, what are you doing, man? You made me feel uncomfortable, man.
Yeah.
And you wasn't even looking at me.
A lot of men been raised by their mom, so they carry on that fucking trait as an adult. A lot of black men.
Oh, sorry about that, brother. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say a lot of black men gotta unlearn a lot of feminine behavior.
Yeah, him, Tony. I love Tony Harris. Tony Harris is one of my favorite fighters. I think that fight would be, man. Tony Harris has such a brilliant boxing mind. I say, man, he's great on fighting off the back foot. I was like, man, stylistically, I think that style to give Crawford some problems. You know what I mean? So I would love to see him fight him. But Tony Harrison, I would love to see him fight Danny Garcia just for the hell of that. Fondora's a really, really big guy, tall, but maybe stylistically he'll cause Bud some problems, or maybe stylistically Fondora's style will walk him in the traps because he doesn't have any defense at all. He likes to fight on the inside, but him getting Jamel Charlo, I don't see that happen. I don't see him.
And Fundora, coach, he called out Spence twice already. He said he'll fight him at 54 and 47.
Yeah.
Nobody even mentioned that.
They're not. When it comes to the big fish, they're not going to mention a lot of stuff, man. It goes in one ear and out the other. They didn't hear it. The radio was too loud that day. It was a lot of outside interference. They didn't hear it.
My choice would be, I mean, this is just I mean, for real, we all kind of like wasting our time, but I would like him to circle back to trying to fight Danny Garcia. Now, at this point, would they be willing to sacrifice Danny Garcia just as another measuring stick? Because I said this before, and I went on record. When I was, when we was in, in Vegas when the Sean Porter fight happened, when I saw how Errol Spence got up and ran out of there, like I told Scotty, I said Errol Spence turned into full-blown Richard Pryor the way he got out, the way he ran out of there after he saw him stop Sean Porter. He went, y'all remember how Richard Pryor was scared of everything. You remember the toy, right? Yeah. Remember he went full-blown, and then y'all niggas remember when Richard Pryor be scared of everything? That's
when he ran from the piranhas on top of the water.
Yeah. I was like, damn, man. I thought Errol Spence was finna get up in a ring and it's finna go there. Man, brother man, he got up out of there. Then he tweeted that he wasn't impressed.
I was like,
Do you notice? Do you notice everybody on that side of the fence? They all say the same thing. Whether you talk to just anything dealing with Showtime, PBC, or whatever, all of them say the same thing. It's like when it comes to any other fighter, fights can be made in 5 minutes, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to this one guy, skinny, dark-skinned guy from Omaha, Nebraska, that moved up from 135, who really was nobody. He really kind of overachieved. No one expected him to be where he's at today because he didn't get the hype or none of that stuff coming up. It's always something wrong side of the street. He's not a pay-per-view star. We don't like his baby mama. His cousin ain't bow-legged. His auntie don't know how to do the walk. A Bomac too big. Sign the contract. 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. Don't get no lawyer when you get the contract. Just take whatever we give you. It just, bro, I've never seen nothing like this ever in since I've been watching boxing a long time. I just ain't never seen it's like, bro, just come out and say, look, man, dude ain't in the plan. We don't want to fuck with him. You said it in 2018. I get it. But bro, like all this other stuff, but the PR campaign that you put out with your YouTube channels and certain people in the media, like, I mean, bro, just cut it out. It's obvious what's going on at this point. You know what I mean? And again, it is what it is. But the brother, he gonna be all right. This ain't no pity parade for him. He gonna be all right. I mean, he all right. He got some options. He gonna continue to make his money. He gonna be good. He gonna be good, guys.
And coach, to add to what you're saying, most of them channels that be pushing the anti-Bud campaign, all that, they have zero credibility in the game. They ain't at no fights. They on YouTube getting into arguments, screaming. They emotional wrecks.
Yeah, it's a smear campaign. It's just a smear campaign. That's all it is. A smear campaign. Yeah. I see it all. You see it with celebrities. You see it on different news outlets. It's just a smear campaign. That's all it is. These dudes on the chitlin circuit on YouTube arguing all day, threatening you, sending game emojis, this and that. I call what I call them. I call them two-figure niggas. They broke. Eating a hog head cheese sandwich at their baby mama house, playing on the PS5. These same dudes, they ain't doing that. Avatar gangsters, it is what it is, and it is what it is. But some of them say they for the black man, but they go vehemently against other black men while at the same time listening to Umar Johnson, listening to doggone Tariq Nasheed, listening to Professor Black Truth, listening to Sinetta TV. Like you dudes, you are some of the most confused pro-blacks, support everything black niggas I ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yeah, you know what I call them? Yeah, you know what I call them? I call them Brother Baines from Malcolm X. When Malcolm started coming up, Brother Baines turned into the white man. Like, you hating on Malcolm, brother. Malcolm is your brother. You sounding like the white man. The brothers thinking you getting too much. The brothers just thinking you getting too much accolades. The brothers, like, Brother Baines, who are you right now?
So the Smith campaign is what's the end game for that?
It's over.
Y'all opinion?
I think it's over.
Yeah, the end game is just, hey, we're not going to fight this guy. Instead of them coming out and saying, hey, we don't want to fight the guy, we don't like the matchup. He's not one of our guys. We don't like the matchup against our guys because that's what it is. It's the matchup. If it was Jeff Horn, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If it was Jeff Horn, but it's specific to who the individual is. Stylistically, they don't like the matchup. He would upset the apple cart. So that's just what it is. You're not going to get any of those fights, and that's just reality of the situation.
And I think I'm gonna tell you too. After he stopped Sean Porter, right? I was like, I knew he was never going to get the fight, man. I knew it. I knew it. I was like, when he stopped Sean Porter, because Sean Porter was one of their generals. They sent Sean Porter over there, and then they tried to throw the fix it. Oh, his father threw the towel. Whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Nah, man. Y'all seen him do something that no other PBC fighter, the top dog, did to him. They told that they told that man he was losing. I always remember that. Bo back and them was like, you're losing.
Down on the cards.
You're down. He said, he turned on the switch. He said, how? He said, how? He went out there and put his foot on the gas. That's what we call in the gym. When Marley and Jahad come back to the corner, and we be like, gas pedal, all gas, no brakes. He put his foot on the gas, and hit Sean Porter with some shots and got him up out of it. His father saved him because it was going to get crucial conflict. It was going to get ugly.
Yeah.
I'm
we
still,
talked about that.
let me kill that right.
I'm still coughing from the smoke. How fast EJ ran out there. I thought I saw a roll runner.
Oh man,
crazy.
I said this to Shy right after the fight. I said when EJ wanted that Manny fight, he got in the ring.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
When he wanted to fight, he got in the ring like you was there, bro. You was close. You got up and left.
He got in the ring post fight to call out Sean Porter too.
Yeah,
hey, I wasn't gonna say that, but I was just gonna use the Manny, you know.
You know what though? World Combat and Papalata on Smoke. Check this out. The reason why he hair up and got up out of there was because he didn't want to get called to the ring. Because remember, it was strap season. Remember me said the strap season. I want Terrence Crawford next. Yada yada yada. Blah. Squaze. But when he said what he did to Sean Porter, he hair up and got up out of there because he didn't want to get called. Because remember the guy that was interviewing him. He said Errol Spence is out here. What do you have to say? And Spence is getting the hell up out of there because they didn't want to call him to the ring.
He did a pune. He did a pune. Everybody knows they not faster than a pune. He did a pune.
Roll runner EJ.
I just remember.
Listen,
stir crazy.
Shout out to all the Mexicans in Texas. The Mexican jumped in him. He did a Speedy Gonzalez. He said, "Me."
Hey, I just remember. He calling out everybody, right? And talking about Crawford, I'm coming for that effing belt. But when he stumbled into the ring after Sean Porter's fight, and I just wanted to talk to Sean Porter. I want next up and all that, and then Sean Porter, knowing he fucked up, he said, "Okay, you'll be next. You'll be next, Errol. You'll be next, Errol, for sure. Yeah."
Oh, he saved him. Oh, that's what you want to be like. Sean was the gentleman and saved him.
You'll be next, Errol. He knew what he was smelling. He knew goddamn Errol was fucked up.
He was in the VIP lounge that day.
He was, man. I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
He knew, man.
They're gonna get mad at me for saying that, but yeah, he was in the VIP lounge.
Bro, you can look at this guy during the fight and his eyes glossy as hell. Like your eyes don't get like that because you're tired.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask your opinion on something. I mentioned Bud moving up to 60 because there's not much going on in 60. How do you see? That's anybody in the panel really. Like, how do you see, him stepping in there in the division, Bud Crawford, right? And this is where I'm going with it because there's not much going on except Gennady has 2 belts, the WB and the IBF, and Maul, he's not, his back is still hurting with the heating pad, and then they got Jana back. Would you see that as a logical fight for Bud to say, okay, step up there and try to, pick up a 4th division championship in a division that ain't shit going on? It ain't too much going on up there. Or you think it's too much?
Yeah, I don't know about 160, skipping the whole entire weight division. I'm not a fan of that myself, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? He started out as a 135 pounder. This is his 3rd weight division in welterweight. Probably maybe go to 154. He'll be able to get some fights at 154. He'll be able to fight some top 10 guys. He won't get Jamel. He won't get none of the top PBC guys. You can forget that. Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't. I don't see the point of going to 160 unless he, like you say, maybe he can get one of those guys who have a belt. Maybe he can get but those guys are bigger. They hit harder. You get what I'm saying? So,
but Gennady's older though. He's he's an older cat now.
Unless he can get the guy Janet back. Unless he can get Janet back. You know what I mean? But
Janet back's in the WBO.
Right. Maybe he can get Janet back, and
but they ain't gonna give him credit for that though, Coach. They ain't gonna give him credit for no Janet back, bro. They still talking about Avanesian.
Well, I mean, we can't worry about what they say. Those guys like Shanu say, those guys have no credibility. These guys are broke Wakandas, and they have a bias. They have a bias against anyone who's not signed to the PBC. And they have a hatred for the black brother Terrence Crawford. So, who's listening to those guys? Those guys are speaking in the echo chamber. You get what I'm saying? No one is listening to those dudes. They're speaking in the echo chamber. You get what I'm saying? So who it's like if you're trying to seek validation from those type of guys, then yeah, but you seeking validation from a bunch of broke niggas on YouTube who follow the alphabet boys and the fag nons and the she-goes and stuff like that. Those dudes ain't nobody. You know what I mean? Them niggas fall out there right now selling frozen cups on the corner. So I mean, let's be real. You get what I'm saying? Who cares if you're getting validation from those guys? Come on, man.
Yo, coach, man. Yo, salute to you, coach. I told somebody that behind the scene. They was like, yo, but you don't do numbers. I said, I don't want their audience, bro. I said, I go to fights with thousands of people, and I'm getting ran down on. I'm at the high-end hotels in the penthouse suite. I don't want their audience. I never see these guys, man.
Yeah, somebody doing numbers like this YouTube stuff. Like, I know the economics of YouTube. So, so these guys talking about you ain't doing numbers. Like, these dudes don't know what the hell they talking about when it comes to this YouTube stuff. Like, these dudes don't even know how to make money just, just being a micro influencer outside of YouTube. It's about leverage. How can you leverage your platform in order to generate money outside of YouTube? You see what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys don't even know how to do that. So, your AdSense ain't really doing all that, and that's fine. And a lot of these guys, again, these dudes are very, very low IQ, dog. It's pathetic. It's very low IQ. They operate at a very, very low frequency. Very low frequency, low IQ guys, and that's about it. They ain't breaking that to the table. These dudes ain't nobody, man. Really, you doing them a favor by talking about them.
Exactly. And yo, I'll be saying the same thing. I'll be like that when I mention your name, I'm bigging you up because you have no credibility. Like they have no credibility. When I look at a lot of these guys' catalogs, right? I'll be like, yo, you're not putting in no work. What are you doing? Other than jumping on the channel, arguing with somebody that comments in your chat that most likely is a bot or a troll.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, pretty much. Like you say, those guys, you're not boots on the ground. Like people like yourself, Shaw, a lot of the guys on this panel, your guys have been to these fights. You interviewed you've been in these fights. And for the most part, a lot of the older channels, they've been out there doing it. They've been out there doing it as well. But a lot of these guys, I like to call them the ratchets of the YTBC. The ratchets they're not boots on the ground. They're not there. You see what I'm saying? So, and the fact of the matter is a lot of these promoters won't even deal with these ratchets anyways. We ain't nobody gonna deal with y'all. Well, y'all ain't nobody. You know what I mean?
I told Combat that. I said, yo, they give us a bad name, man. I said, that's why, and I appreciate everything Combat did for me. That's why I stepped my photography game up. Because when I used to tell these dudes I was a YouTube content creator, they would look at me and automatically categorize me with a lot of these other dudes. So I said, yo, I got to add something else to the table. I got to become a photographer. I got to start taking professional still pictures. Because I'm not going to keep saying, oh, I do YouTube content, I interview the fighters and all that. Because they like, okay, what's that?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting coming up in April and upcoming weeks for sure. Yeah, I guess the conversation, we can dead the conversation about Crawford Spence and just start talking about boxing again. It's good to talk about boxing again. Don't get me wrong. I love talking about Crawford and Spence, but it's not a purpose to do it right now. Those of you that still doing it, all you're doing is just discrediting what you're here to do on the YTC. You ain't here for a purpose to get no news out. All you here now is to go within the analytics and continue to make, super chats and views on Crawford's name. That's it.
Oh, I thought you needed something fun.
No. Combat, what do you think about the card for tomorrow? Well, no, tonight.
I like the card. Tonight, brother.
Yeah, tonight.
I like the card, man. You have Shushu Keratin on there, of course. Mm-hmm. Shushu, man, getting it in, up and coming, rising. Sensation in the sport. I like to call these fighters sensations rather than prospects because it doesn't label them as being at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? They just talk about their energy. And also you got Brian Norman Jr. coming down from the A. He's making his top ranked debut. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he's getting it in. And I know the main event.
Cash Flow Diaz.
Yeah. Shout
The
out
Cash
to
Flow.
Cash Flow Diaz, man. He looking better and better every fight, dog. And he got his own little style, you know, the coloring of the hair. Dude is
He's flashy.
He's there, man.
Yo,
He's
this
flashy
is
shit.
not for nothing.
This card solid.
Follow up the Terrence. I mean the Tank Davis card. This is
Solid.
a decent card for free, man.
Bro, it's more than decent.
Yo, you got a lot of young prospects because you got Heaven Brady. You got the boy. Like, listen, split team management. Pay attention to split team management. Dave McWaters. He got a lot of dogs in the race, bro.
I'm gonna pay attention to that. The fight with Supernova and damn, I forget the guy's name.
Lopez.
I didn't get a chance to finish.
Oh, my fault.
I was gonna talk about Abraham Nova because me and Shaw was in the rafters and we just happened to peek down into where the actual world was at the time and seeing Robisa Romero put hands on Supernova and get the knockout. It was a damn good fight, bro. Like that shit was a damn good fight. And I'm glad to see him back in good spirits, man.
Yeah.
You know, he suffered his first loss, but it happens in boxing. Shout out to Abraham Nova, bro.
Wow,
he was just in there with a Cuban savage, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying about that. You know, and shout out to Big Shot. I hope Big Shot go ahead and upset freaking F.A. Jogger. I'm going for Big Shot, man.
Yo, shout out to Supernova. And definitely shout out to my boy Robisi, man. Robisi gave me a slice of pizza. Yo, we was chopping it up, man. That's my guy, man. Robisi,
shout out to Coach Larry Wade, his strength and conditioning.
Yeah, real dudes, man. They solid, bro.
So who you got in the co-main event?
Okay. They solid. Yo, Robisi was busting. Yo, Robisi had a pie of pizza. And I came off the escalator and seen him. I said, yo, man, let me get a slice, just playing around. Yo, he broke bread with me and gave me a slice of pizza, man. I was just messing around with him, bro. Like, yo, man, let me get a slice of that piece. That looks good. He broke me off a slice, man.
hey, man, listen, I got to get ready to bounce, guys. I got to meet with Tony Otava. You know, they fight next weekend.
Yeah, you doing that meet and greet.
Yeah.
Salute to you, Coach.
I'm going over there. I just got out the phone with Dog going on.
Hey,
go ahead.
Has he approved you for commentating yet? Are you gonna commentate there, Coach, or what? Are you still?
No. I haven't even spoken to him about it. You know, because he's been promoting this fight. So when I hit him up and call him, he hits me back maybe 2 days later and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just show up. I'm supporting the event. I'm gonna buy me a ticket. I'm gonna be front row anyways, right there. And I'm just going to get the content, interview the fighters, and that's about it. He said he's going to talk to me when I get there because he want to do a lot more stuff with me. I'm also meeting with one of the promoters for what the brother name? I forgot the brother name from I forgot the brother name. Meeting one of the promoters from Bally Sports. Mm-hmm. He hit me up. So now a lot of people are calling me. I don't even really reach out to a lot of people. They hit me up now. You know what I mean? At least you know you're in good hands and not Blues hands when going to this fight card. You know you're gonna get in through the door and you're gonna be well taken care of, that coach. You feel me?
Yo, shout out to the Robinson brothers.
That was fucked up how you did, Coach. Coach out here being a stand-up dude in this media business. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that goes though. That's the same guy that said he don't know me, but got my daughter interviewing Timothy Bradley. Man, come on.
I mean, to be fair, to be fair to the brother, you know, again, I ain't really got nothing against Blue. To be fair to him, and he's where he fits in, and then he is on the other side of the street. I'm on the wrong side of the street, so I didn't expect him to do anything because I didn't ask for it. He just called me out of the blue and offered, but I didn't ask for it. But it wouldn't look right, you know. What he represent, I don't represent, and what I represent, he don't represent. So I didn't really take it serious. I thought it was just more Hollywood. You know how people in Hollywood be like, when you come out here, you know, man.
My people call your people.
Nah, they be like Martin Lawrence. Remember Martin Lawrence? He said, "Snooky, get him!" Yeah, they be like Varnell Hill. He was Varnell Hill.
Yes, I didn't take that serious, and then I know who was going to get me to the ringside anyway. So it worked out the way it was supposed to work out because I don't want nobody. The last thing I want Is somebody, one thing, last thing I want, somebody from Wakanda or the Alphabet Boys to say they did anything for me, because I am the
Yeah,
ops.
true.
That's
That's
the
true.
last thing
That's
I
true.
want. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You got that's true right there, goddamn it. Well, they would have held that shit over your head for 20 years, coach. We got you credentials to BLK Prime first fight night. You owe us. Bill with us, brother.
But ain't that what that's it right there? Lord, I would never heard the last of that. Yeah, brother, you talk all this here, yeah, and this what we did for you, brother. Like, man, you know,
They should never gave you niggas money. That's how they be acting, man.
Oh man.
Hey, I'm gonna let you guys, man.
All right. Salute,
All right,
coach.
for sure, coach. Salute.
Oh man.
So
yeah,
so Pop, you asked about the main event.
I was gonna ask.
You talking about the main event?
Not the main event, but the co-main event. What do you think about the co-main? Because it just leading up to another one. But I'm you know, what do you think about the co-main event? Because you already said you got Shaw in the upset.
I mean, I want him to upset F.A. Jabba, you know, so I definitely, you know, want that to play out a certain way. But who's in the co-main again?
It's Johnny Rice and I don't know the guy first name. Well, I know his name Gudio.
Johnny Rice and who again? Johnny Rice and who again?
His name is
Who
Gudio.
again? Johnny Rice and who again? Who that?
I'm just saying he's an undefeated.
That's the co-main event. That's the co-main event.
Co-main. Yeah, because it's another. I think that some of these guys are lambs to the slaughter for Big Baby. I just want to know which one they're gonna feed to him.
Okay,
Which
Johnny
one
Rice came in damn near close to 280, bro.
He didn't look that. He looked like a little small pudgy guy, but you say if you say he's 280, I believe it. I didn't see the
I mean, he came in close to 280. I'm not saying he gonna go in there. He ain't gonna handle business, whatever. But man, he ain't for a tough fight, dog. Go ahead, Neezy. What you were saying, Neezy? Neezy.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. Do you think we could get 2 fights out of Crawford this year?
I think so. It's according to who it is. I think so. You know what I'm saying?
And then what weight class?
You fighting in April. You know, get one in April and then one at the end of the year and around December, November, December, because he already fought in December already. And who's to say he might not go back to BOK Prime? I don't, you know, we got people showing up. We got Javon Woodard, you know, we got Adrian Broner coming up with BOK. We have a lot of fighters that's signing on with BOK Prime to scoop up that money while it's green, while it's fresh, bro.
Yeah.
If Crawford get another 8 figures at BOK Prime with a decent opponent, he gonna get paid even more. If it's a more decent opponent than David Avanesian or whatever the case may be, he gonna get paid again.
You think he's staying at 147 or he's going to 154 for his next fight?
I mean, he's already said he wanted to beat Spence and then move up to 54, but he's not pressured. I mean, you look at his IG, the man's out there on vacation taking pictures with tigers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Next he's gonna be swinging through the jungle, you know what I'm shit, with some motherfucking gorillas and shit. You know, just to let people know he in shape.
See, look, he just jumped off. I was about to say, we last year, maybe like a year and a half ago, we was on Shy Channel just kicking it, and somebody pulled up from Crawford's camp and was like, and Shy asked him, he was like, what you gonna do if you can't get the Spence fight? He was like, we're gonna go lion hunting. And I was just like, you know, Crawford, 54-47, either way, you know, but then, we got all this, Daddy said that he can't have the fight and all that. I just wanted to know what his next fight be at 54, or does he look for a good mandatory at 47?
I mean, he has that choice. He has that choice.
Number 5, because, Ortiz, De La Hoya don't want Ortiz fighting him. And with the Booth situation, everybody gonna be like, "Oh, you want to fight him after how he looked in his last fight?" So he ain't gonna get no credit, whatever.
He ain't gonna get no cut, but that'll be somewhat standard policy, you know, because he's coming up on his mandatory, so they can't use that bum ass excuse they're using for the reason why he got paid and fought who he did at BOK Prime. If he fights a mandatory and they don't like it, so be it. Who cares? It's a mandatory.
So what? Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I wouldn't mind him fighting Boots. God damn it.
Me neither.
I wouldn't mind him fighting Boots, man.
But you know what, Combat? You've been saying that for months now. Like y'all sold on Boots, man. I ain't sold on Boots. So you absolutely positively right.
I'm not sold on either. And we saw a lot of open holes.
I'm just saying for Crawford can put him on his resume.
Yeah, no, you was the one. You was the first one saying, man, I ain't sold on Boots. All this second coming to Roy Jones shit. I don't believe it. You got to show me. And you're absolutely right.
But look at all these EJ supporting channels before Boots fight. They was like, oh, hey, he can't come over here. Oh, he got to fight Bud. And then as soon as he lose, they be like, see, we told you he wasn't ready for EJ, you know?
Yeah.
Like, all the confidence coming now, right? Fucking bullshit, yo.
So I'm thinking if Cody Crowley or Alex Roca?
Yeah, with the number 4 and number 5, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
either one of them, bro.
Either one of them, right? You know what I'm saying? Something good there.
Crowley was just on the video, you know, acting like that that he was gonna be the next in line for Spence or something. I don't know, but
everybody want to fight this guy, yo. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like nobody want to call out. Like even with Boots, right? Even with Boots, like, is this even a call out? Oh, I'll fight Crawford anyway. I'll fight him at his home. I'll fight him anyway. But I'm going the IBF route. Is that a call out?
Man, that's a deflect. That's a deflect, man.
Nah.
That's a deflect.
That's a Heisman. That's a Heisman right there.
Word. That's a Heisman. Oh man, you know what that is? Yo, you know what that is? That's exactly what combat symbol of. You see that kick and that punch? Get back. That's exactly what that is. Now I don't want none of that, bro.
Yeah, I'm out. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like if he gonna fight somebody at 47, fight somebody that's been buzzing. Okay, and right now Boots is buzzing based off his performance with Chunikin, Kachudikin. So
Chikatong Chanine.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So you know, take that momentum. People talking about that fight. And fight him, man. You know, if it comes down to it. I know it's not gonna happen because they want to fight for the vacant IBF title. They want to fight for that vacant. If they saying Spence moving up, he gonna vacate. They waiting to fight for that vacant IBF to pick up their first championship. They don't want to go in there with somebody as tough as Crawford and take the L and don't have a championship to show for it.
They're age bud out
really hard. Like, man, it's like cleanup work. Every time Bozy talk, it's like damage control. Like, whoa, what's happening, man? Your son won the fight, man. It's okay.
It wasn't impressive, like the way, like, bro, come on. When you start calling a guy the second coming of Roy Jones, and like, you know, this is what you calling him. Like, I'm just being for real. Like, you people need to stop just saying words. Like when you talking to grown men, you like don't just be saying shit just because you think it's gonna make me more interested. All right, now you just told me a bold-faced lie. This man ain't Roy Jones. Roy Jones would have knocked that man out the damn ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like they know he didn't look like, and now we're gonna start looking at. Now we're gonna dig deep and start dissecting. You got 30 fights, bro. Who you fought? This is your first real welterweight that ain't over the hill or ain't blown up. So who have you fought? Who have they given you? Let's check their record out. Now let's add up your opponent's record. And if your opponent's records is some shit with 150 losses and 40 wins, man, what the hell you been doing?
Yo, his Boots Logic himself said when they asked him if Crawford or EJ would fight, who do you pick to win? And he said, well, you know, his eyes looking around, and he said, I would pick EJ because he got the 3 belts. I said, what? What is that?
What kind of answer? What kind of goddamn YMCA answer is that, dog?
You know what that answer is? Oh, I'm gonna go over here and get the belts. If I win or lose, we keep it over here on home team and we keep it away from Bud.
Correct. I don't blame Ennis team Ennis trying to go for the whole cachet. I don't blame them if they want to try to go for that, but it ain't gonna happen because Arrow is gonna run just like he ran from Crawford. So he's going up to 54 for a bogus ass non-title fight, and then everybody's down trying to assume shit's gonna be vacated. Okay, if it vacated, that means Ennis the original plan to fight Errol Spence in the IBF and collect multiple titles. It's out the window now. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to fight for a vacant title now. So you got to go in there with another tough fighter, whoever that may be, and fight.
Quick question.
I mean, but when you go to that one though, it's updated. It's Virgil or Karen or Keith.
He ain't fighting. We ain't gonna see him fight Karen again for a title. Fuck that.
So it's Virgil, Keith, some dude named Ivan Gobb. I don't want to destroy these guys' names. Number 8 is Rashidi Ellis. You got Cody Crowley in here.
It's probably gonna be Cody.
Rashidi's Jordan too.
Yeah, Rashidi's number 8. Cody's number 11. You got.
It's not gonna be anybody that's be competitive on paper.
I don't see nobody.
It's not gonna be because it's not that the boxing aquatics doesn't go that deep in these ranking systems.
You know what?
I got a quick question.
What? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna say Combat was. I was watching Combat. Been watching him for like the last couple of weeks, and when he was saying that they going the IBF route, they must have knew this shit was gonna happen and knew that Boots was basically gonna be gifted a damn belt going the IBF route. That's what it's looking like. Like they knew this
goes on behind the scene. It's a lot of
they knew this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and if you listen to Combat for the last few months, he's and I've been thinking in my mind like, yo, Bud painted Earl into a corner where you either gonna have to fight Boots or drop these damn belts.
I'm gonna show you a different trick. I'm gonna go 1-3-4, and then and it's a non-title bout, and y'all like, what the fuck? How they doing this?
So you gotta drop the belt, right? You gotta drop the belt because you're not fulfilling. Yeah, and move to 154, and then when you go up there, Bud's gonna chase you up there he's gonna give it a year. Like he's gonna make it so it don't look like he's not the one who don't want this fight. Because Earl came out here and publicly said, we gonna see who the one who don't want this fight. And a 2 years of bullshit with your little channels and cash apping these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, with the thumbs up, like, good looking, that shit is over with.
What if what they're trying to do is sacrifice Thurman, sacrifice both the Charlo brothers to EJ so they could sacrifice him to Canelo?
I mean, that's possible, but I doubt they sacrifice both Charlos. It's only going to take one, you know what I'm saying? Just one, Keith Thurman and one Charlo. And I see where you're going with it. I see because he was already on the slab anyway with that $100 million deal that came out that they was going to have Maul Charlo and Errol Spence and David Benavidez for 100 mics. So that might be the case, man. Like that's possible.
Yo, listen, here go the funny part about that. That 100 mics that they talk about, Canelo get 90 of that.
That's why I like.
I think it's a little more, but yeah.
95.
Canelo get like 93.8 mil of that, man. Word. Yeah. Plus he want 85% of back end money. So
yo, that's why I like the Triple G idea to like fuck up their flow, because Triple G probably look at, Canelo probably look at, Bud fucking stopped Triple G and I couldn't do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying.
Let me fight
Neezy.
Bud. Let me fight Bud instead of sacrificial EJ.
That's what I was saying. For Bud to jump out the funk that's going on with this welterweight division, and then now the 154-pound division, do something different. Go to a division that's not getting that spotlight. I'm pretty sure Bud call out freaking Triple G or anybody. Yeah, it's more attention gonna go to 60 now. I'm not saying he's gonna get the fight. It would be good to see Bud go in there and box Triple G. He can outbox Triple G, man. Real talk. He can outbox him. If he stop him, man, then that's gonna be crazy, bro. Like,
oh my God, look at this clown Jay Cooley, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, listen, I give you a scenario right here, because I was looking at it, Combat. When you said Bud go to 160, he can jump up there.
Jay Cooley at Neezy. What?
He's right there in your chat.
Go ahead.
Under what name? Oh, I got it. I got it. It makes y'all feel good to say Errol ran from it. It does, Jay Cooley. It gives you it's like being in the Oasis over here, WCS Jay Cooley. Yeah, we get
I'm talking about the very last thing he said. The very last thing he said. He put Bud have nowhere to run. He could drop the belt. That's where he wrote.
Oh, that's why I didn't read it, because it makes not a damn sense to me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I read the one before that. I ain't reading that bullshit Jay Cooley put in the chat.
From what the fuck is that? What did
the link
this dude
is
can't even
in
write.
the chat, Jay Cooley. You already know the vibes over here, bro. Like, man, you can spit your shit, bro. I mean, be a present panel participant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there'll be no chat though.
But go ahead. What you saying, bro?
I was going to say that because you already said go up to 154 and get that Danny Garcia fight. Remember, they can make that fight at 160 because Danny's ranked. He could do that, non-sanctioned first and then call out Triple G.
Yeah,
that is the PBC give Bud Danny.
Because
that's if they give him Danny. But who is Triple G signed to?
He's over there with the Zone, some type
Eddie
of partnership with Scalp.
No, it's Eddie Hearn.
So he's with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah. But I'm only saying that because you see that Triple G is in no rush to fight Lara. And Lara punched his ticket and said, I'm the WBA regular champ.
But what does that mean exactly? What does a WBA regular champ mean?
Aren't they supposed to be like
has David Morrell got his shot yet? Has David Morrell got his shot yet?
Triple G don't have.
I'm just saying. Has David Morrell got his shot yet?
I'm just talking, technically and not realistically. That's what I'm talking.
What's the Reggie? What's the benefit of the Reggie belt?
No, I'm just saying that Lara has it, and they saying that Lara is in line to fight Triple G next, but Triple G ain't made no announcement about what he gonna do.
Okay. Well,
I'm just saying that's just the word. But I know you know more than me. I'm just saying as much as I can get is that he finally got his big money fight against Canelo. He got his third money, went out there and got his ass whooped. So now either you're gonna retire, give up these belts, or actually fight somebody that's not the first sparring partner to get in the ring to actually get beat up and go home first.
All I'm saying is it'll be good. Him without a promoter, fighting somebody like a Triple G, that'll be one of the biggest names he has on his resume to date, period. So, Triple G is known as a guy who can take a punch. He's a legend of this era. He's going down in the Hall of Fame, period. It'll be good for Crawford to go out there and fight a name like that. I don't know if he's ready or whatever, but it'll be a good fight people tune into, man, especially if he go in here and punish Triple G and get a TKO stoppage. That should have put him on a whole nother level to potentially might fight Canelo. Then they'll be talking about Crawford fight Canelo, dog.
And that shit would piss them dudes off, yo. Like, I wanted the Canelo fight.
Man,
shout out to Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Saludo, G.
Man.
Jay Cooley, you can get on the panel, bro. Just don't hang out, man. It's all good, man. You can get on the panel, bro.
Somebody called that nigga Jay Kool-Aid. That's bogus.
So, Blunts, what's going on, man? I know how's your How's your morale going since you know?
Yo, Blunt was cooking the other night with the facts of the tweet when he had Bud saying,
this was a little personal. I'm fucking with Blunt.
Nah, it don't. It ain't nothing because I'm super solid. Like I said, what I said before this news even came out. I said if it come out that he fighting anybody other than Bud next, I'm gonna call him a duck. I'm on everybody ass, and I'm on everybody ass. I'm in the comments going back and forth with niggas. I got time for niggas. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know. So I ain't tripping. Because I you know what I mean. I made sure. I got money on the line with Gumbo. Spence gonna stop Thurman. I'm gonna make 100 off this. You know, I ain't just, you know, it's not super bad, but it's just like it's bad for Spence because, you know, I thought Spence was a solid nigga. I thought he was gonna spin the block.
You had some faith in him.
I thought he was the face breaker. I thought he was the monster. I thought the t-shirts really meant something. You know what I'm saying? But I was
the eye collector, the big fish, all these other fucking names.
For real, yeah. You know, I thought it. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Clearly, I was sadly mistaken, you know, but it's all right, you know.
That man named Scrooge McDuck.
This how I move. I give niggas the benefit of the doubt, you know. I let niggas do what they do till I see otherwise. Then once I see otherwise, I'm on your ass. So
his name's Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, niggas, yo.
Shout out to Trick Nochi on deck with it. What's good, Trick?
Nah, Bless, I just knew you was going. I'm like, yo, Bless gonna kill these niggas. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, Blunt's really gonna kill these niggas. He got some. He giving Earl Spence benefit of the doubt. His man gonna let him down. And you
couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it. You know, I still, you know.
Well, you was kind of like on the EJ side a bit.
No, he was on Spence gonna spin the block. He was on Spence gonna be a man of his word. See, bro, when you start saying shit to grown men, don't just be saying shit just because you think that I'm gonna tune in. Now that I'm tuned in, you lied to me, bro. So you said you was gonna be a man of your word. You could spin the block. There's no reason why you can't spin the block. There's time for it. Bud got well time rested. He waiting on you. You not even fighting for the belts at 54. You fighting a fight at 54 for no belts, but you can't fight Bud. You can't actually spin the block. You can't get the 147 from now to April. Ooh, bro. Blunt's
I believe.
Come on, man. That's a street.
I believe he spent the block. It's just that he just had a car accident. That's all. He crashed around the corner. Just give him some time, man.
Oh, that was a good one, Easy. I gotta give you that. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He actually did spin the block.
That was a good one, bro.
But he stopped in the intersection because they had a rogue 14-year-old stunt driver on the loose. I got it.
No news report. No news report. We can't find.
Bro, that demolished his bulletproof car. Like your car's bulletproof. It's not.
That man ran up to anybody. He ran up to anybody's car back and said, "Look, man, I just crashed, y'all. And go buy my T-shirt and take it right back down."
And Combat's former military. He can't find the damn kid. Where's
fucking CIA hide that motherfucker, yo?
Bro, if that was the case, Combat would definitely find him. This motherfucker don't exist, man.
My God,
the invisible man hit World Spence. I mean, yeah, the invisible man hit Earl Spence, bro. Word to mother. I'm telling you. Nightcrawler hit him from the X-Men.
Now, when Big Blunt put on his channel with all the chats from 2020, what Bud was tweeting, man, that he was spitting some facts, man. I was like, God damn, he got the receipts. Man, he got the receipts, man.
I gotta go, man. I gotta mention Trick. I gotta read out Trick's Trick comment right quick. I believe he's dressing BB and B. He says Spence versus Bud fight will be announced today. Today, y'all. All right, today. Breaking. Be sure to watch Sanford and Son when Lamont took karate to stand up to Joe Jackson, who punched him in the nose over a woman.
Oh no!
Hey man, to Big Blunt's defense, man, he was adamant, he was secure, he was confident that was going down in motherfucking April. You know what I'm saying? He was there, bro.
For real.
You still my
Hey,
dog.
you
You
know-
was there 10 toes down.
Word.
Hey, but you know, I tried not to get into all the Al Heyman, this, that, and the third, and PBC controlling the fighters. But you know, when I look at it, and and again, I bring up Keith Thurman saying that he loved 147, he'll never leave, and he wouldn't move up unless it was for a strap. It make me feel like, you know, because he going against his own words, and it seemed like Spence going against his own words, that these dudes is really being controlled. Like,
yo, Blunts, I'm gonna ask you a question. Now that you know what I'm saying, the writing on the wall, do you still think that our mom was sick?
I think she very well could have been sick, you know what I'm saying? But again, like a lot of people been saying today, and like Coach said, it don't take no 9 months to make no fight. Like Town Biz said, it don't take no 9 months to make no fight, bro. But you know, how long was this nigga mama? Like, I feel like this nigga mama was like a couple months, 2-3 months, and then he got around to that shit and set that shit back. Like, I'm not gonna put it past him that his mama was. That's some shit I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel
now
like,
you like nigga. How you like nigga? Your mama still sick?
You know, and I feel like I feel like Bud was actively trying to fight. He was waiting on their ass, you know. But again, he may have had to hire and fire some people. You know, things might have taken a little time on both sides. It's a negotiation that involves multiple parties. So I like I said in the chat earlier, in this chat right here, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about no gate. I don't care about no pay-per-view numbers. Champions fight other champions for championship titles. So make the fights or move the fuck around. All this goofy ass hocus. This ain't a magic show. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here for no magic show, nigga. I would have went to the fucking circus or something like that. I'm tired of the hocus pocus. You know what I'm saying? And look, it just appears to me as though that man Spence is a duck. You know what I'm saying? And I've been asking I asked the Spence fans, help me see what am I missing here? Everybody want, and it seemed like the same answer they keep saying. Bud is a duck. Bud didn't take the fight. He fought David Evanezer. What the fuck do that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. That don't tell me nothing. That don't tell me. I don't know, man.
I'll tell you what it is, bro. Because once you damn come out of it and you just see the shit, it is what it is. What Bud actually did was they gave Bud some bullshit. He was like, "This is what y'all think I'm worth." And he said, "Yeah, what you gonna do about it?" Like if it was just some street shit, yeah, this is what you gonna do about it. He went back and he showed you, I'm about to get this for fighting this guy. So coming back to you, you're gonna have to give me at least this to fight your champion because this is what I'm worth, and I've proved it. And they're just like, fuck you, and that's what you got, bro. I mean, when you can boil it down and make it all other, but when it comes down to it, it's ego. Word. He just proved to them dudes that, yo, I'm actually worth this. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all think y'all got a dummy. I'm not a dummy.
Hey, Ghost. Hey, real quick.
How dare you accept less?
Hey, Ghost said, keep an eye on that ESPN card today. My bro Steven Shaw about to put a beating on FA. I believe it, bro. I believe it, bro. I'm locked in. I got a lot of bets out, man. I'm
gonna watch all no fights.
You got a lot of bets on Big Shot. Yeah, I hope Big Shot pull it off too.
I hope.
I hope you get. I hope you win on everything. Here's the thing when it comes to them 4 heavyweights, right? Which one of them 4 heavyweights is gonna be fed the big baby?
I could see when I was watching the press conference, I could definitely see Big Shot and baby in-house little scrap, you know.
They all in-house, they all top ranked.
All right. So if Shaw get the win.
Well, they just became all top ranked.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember telling people, I was like, yo, watch they put Johnny Rice on as soon as possible. I didn't know it was gonna be this damn soon.
He got to win, though. Johnny Rice got to win.
He do got to win. I give you that. But I'm just saying, like, which one of these guys do you think, you know, it is premature, but this is hypothetical. What, you know, if they look good, would be a good fight for Big Baby. To go from, like you say, come back from prospect to sensational before he become contender.
Shaw gonna smash. I mean, Big Baby would smash FA, man. That's not even gonna be. You know what I mean? Like,
You can't downgrade the opponent, bro. You're supposed to make him look good.
That'd be a good fight too. That'd be a good fight.
I definitely see. Come on, man. Shaw's Ajagba
FA and Ajagba. I mean, not FA and FA and freaking Anderson. That'd be a good fight, bro. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's really the real Big Baby. He's not just Big Baby. Let's not be disrespectful.
Yeah, let's not be disrespectful.
Miller is the big baby. Jarrell Miller's the big baby.
That nigga's the big cheat. I ain't calling him that. That nigga's the big cheat. That nigga's the big cocktail. That nigga want the big steroid. That's what you call him.
But that dude is a big dude in person. He's Big Baby for real.
Oh yeah, I probably won't. I'll say it to him from afar. But yeah, he was a big cheat.
Hey, we'll know after the night, man. I mean, Ajagba, his only loss is to Frank Sanchez. He kind of struggled in that fight. Sanchez was a boxer mover, but didn't really have an active jab like that. And Ajagba got knocked down and everything. I mean, Shaw's another boxer moves, but he throws that jab. He don't start slow. He comes out ready. He got some nice body work to him too. So. I don't know. We'll know after tonight for sure, but I definitely think. And Shaw wasn't even supposed to be in this fight. It was supposed to be Oscar Rivas who pulled out because he had detached retina. So they said December 21st they had to announce that Rivas pulled out. So this low key kind of,
this is awkward for both.
Had about a month.
Nobody,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You get an edge to
Shaw's big shot, like literally big shot. So.
I'm saying you give the edge the big shot on because
I get an edge.
FA been training for one guy and then now here comes Stephen Shaw and
I wouldn't say that, just the styles. I mean the style looks similar. The style shot coming with reminds me of Frank Sanchez, but Shaw's gonna come with a more active jab. He got that power. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We're gonna know after the night, but a lot of my bets, I placed them to go either way. So if Ajagba wins in 6-10 or Shaw wins in 6-10, I still get, you know what I mean? It don't make no difference for me. So, but I definitely think, when I made personal bets or picked the actual fighter, I definitely chose Shaw to win in 6-10 on some of them bets as well. So. Okay. I'm gonna go with Shaw tonight on that one. I definitely think I'm going with Brian Norman by knockout. And I think, they put him against a guy.
What round you got him in knockout?
I got him in either 5-6 or 7-8. And the reason I say that is, he's been out the ring for a minute. It's his debut. I would expect, or I would think there'd be a little bit of nerves, a little bit of rust. So he might have to shake that off rounds 1 and 2. 3-4 start cooking, 5-6 just later beating on this dude. You know what I'm saying? And if dude lucky, he might make it to 7-8, but he got 3-4 losses. He's never been knocked out or stopped. So I think it'll be a good look. Nice little debut, 8-round scrap, plenty of time to work. Come out there and knock a dude out who never been knocked out.
He ain't making it out of 3 rounds, bro.
Well, look, I got bets on 3 to 4 as well, so that worked for me too. My main
I don't think old boy making out 3 to 4 rounds because Brian's looking to make his debut in stunning fashion, and he's a dog, man. So
absolutely. Hey, I got bets on him specifically getting the knockout TKO. I got bets on him 3-4, 5-6, 7. Man, I got it covered.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean, and I made sure they healthy. But
so, what do you think about the Supernova fight? Because both of them guys are coming off losses, and it looked like a must win for both of them. I think that might be the fight of the night because they're gonna go all out. To me,
I think Nova got dude in experience, right? I think this is a must win for Nova because Nova just came off the loss to Robisi, but I think that might have been a different weight too. They fighting at a different weight now.
Yeah, he had a higher weight in that 130.
Yeah,
he fought 126 later, so he might be a little bit stronger at this weight.
Yeah, so I definitely put some money on Nova. He's gonna come out with the mascot. He's gonna do what he do. I definitely expect. I would think Nova gonna hold his own. My main focus is Shushu. Shushu got a 6-round scrap with this dude. This the same dude that fought Floyd Schofield. Floyd Schofield knocked dude out in six rounds. So I'm wondering if Shushu, you know, if this is at a lower weight class though. You know, Floyd's a lightweight, so you know he coming back. The opponent's coming back down in weight. The Lopez dude to fight Shushu. I'm wondering, can Shushu get this dude up out of here in 6 rounds? You know what I'm saying?
Man, Adam Lopez, I met him and his pops in person. He you know, they come from a fighting family. I mean, he's coming to fight. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Shushu's been on fire lately, though.
I think he's pissed from then his fight got canceled, right?
I mean, what can he do? His opponent had an ear infection, man.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I don't mean, I'm not blaming, you know, but just like if that was me and I've been in shape,
ready to fight, he did look good.
This next homie to get in front of me, man. You know, I'll feel bad for you later, bro.
Yeah, this gonna be a nice little card tonight by Top Rank, man. Top Rank, they always, you know, it's to me, it's like it almost seems easier to bet on Top Rank than it do seem betting with PBC. You think you're gonna get something with PBC, you get some whole different shit. You get Showtime, you get some whole like this is not what I thought was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like at all. What the hell's going on? I mean, Ellis gets knocked out, loses. I mean, Ellis don't get knocked out, but Ellis loses on the cards, and then Ennis don't get the knockout. Come on, man. That was like, I mean, I didn't bet on Ellis, but you know, people did. People bet on knockouts for Boo Boo and Damon. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was a few like heads. I mean, even the crowd that night, if you saw the crowd, the Boo's whole fight, everybody was looking like, what the fuck is going on? Where's the knockout? The entire arena was like, where's the knockout?
Lights too bright, man.
So anyway, I mean, it just seemed, you know, Top Rank, I don't know, man. I like it all. You know what I mean? I like what they got going on, man. It's gonna be a good night tonight.
Huh. Yeah, I tried to watch the woman card last night, and it wasn't working.
Well, we definitely
I got a question for y'all. For y'all. Hypothetically, because you know Javante is the one that mentioned Crawford. If that shit was to ever happen, who's the A side in that?
If what was, I'm sorry.
His question was if Terrence Crawford and Javante Davis was to ever happen, who's the A side? You know, very good question. You know what I'm saying? You know, who's done when their career is the question.
Yeah, Javante is the one say, yeah, I could get him, knock him out, type bullshit.
Yeah, you know, he has some promoter and everything, so they might try to say Javante is the A side because if he still has the promoter and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the pay-per-view guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a pay-per-view guy. They're doing the numbers. You know, Javante may be the A side.
No matter what side he is, better leave Bud alone, man. That's a whole nother level. He don't know where to go to yet.
I'm tired of fantasy fights, so
yeah.
I'm gonna jump back on later on, man. I got some stuff to take care of my Saturday. You feel me? But I'll be back on a little bit later. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. We got Jamal Neasy in the building, Big Blunts and Boxing in the building, Popular James in the building, and those of you that's in the chat that turned in on deck, I appreciate y'all. I gotta get up out of here. I'm out.
All right, John.